Okay, let's do this shit
My last one.
before I start singing again.
Air cheers.
Yes, we are. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and you're going to do the intro. And we'll see which one
Bro,
finishes
you guys
first.
Always spring the intro on me. Let's see. All right.
What do you mean, you guys? I didn't say that.
You guys, you people.
Hey, man, I'm one of the good ones.
And we're doing this? All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, he's gonna
Loading up.
while he
Loading
loads it up.
And bam.
Yeah,
Oh, no. Therapy
therapy
bear.
bear.
There you go.
I mean, it very well might be a cat, but
It is a cat.
I
I like
don't
therapy
know.
bear.
I like therapy bear.
Therapy cat.
Therapy cat don't sound right.
Nah.
It sounds like a
therapy bear's
toxic
really not.
relationship.
Yeah.
Let me get some of that therapy cat.
Oh, yeah. Like the sound of that.
Hey, I had to fill the space some kind of
yeah.
way.
So we'd like to welcome you to another episode of the podcast where we like to peel back the curtain on your favorite bar and or restaurant and give you a peek inside what really goes on. And we like to call that the industry perspective.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Huzzah! Bitches.
Okay, that one I was not ready for that.
That one was a little, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
well,
to get,
I wasn't ready.
Like, where's he going to go with the huzzah?
Yeah.
Just
Well, no, I mean the intro.
Oh,
Yeah,
the way
the
you did the
intro,
intro,
you-
man, that was.
You had all the right words. They were just like
yeah. No,
a little
you,
bit here.
you
and
get,
there. That's
you
fine.
get the
It looked
gist.
like you had
It's
a
all right.
board in front of you and you were just moving the words in
Yeah.
front.
You
as
did
were
it, so you
going.
did it how you wanted to do it. And
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
okay.
yeah. No, but
That's
we
all that
pieced
matters.
it together, and we got the whoosh in, and then
Got the whoosh in.
we got the whoosh in.
Man, I haven't done one of those in a while.
A
Yeah.
whoosh.
No. Beer bong.
How was that for you?
It's good. It reinforces it that I can't do it with cold beer, only with warmer beer or room temperature. I will shotgun and beer bong warm beer all fucking day. Cold beer it freezes my insides, like my throat starts to hurt.
I don't want to hear about your
Okay,
throat
yeah,
ever again in
yeah.
my life. Actually,
Yeah. Nah, I think we've covered everything we need to cover with
Yeah.
that.
Don't make it
Yeah.
weird.
Anyway,
Don't make it weird.
little
So
too
here
late
we
for
are.
that.
Hello. Thank you, Rob, for the glorious intro.
hola,
Um,
como
Hola.
estas?
yes.
La biblioteca.
Well, we are less
Just
than a month
remember
away
that
from.
whenever you move and touch your microphone, we can hear it. That's why we stop holding them.
right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, because I can literally hear everything you're doing.
It's because the mixer's good. That's why.
I know. Yeah. The mixer is
Okay.
good. Anyway,
Here we go.
how is everybody out there?
Hey guys,
How you
welcome back.
been? Been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just
we don't
the
get to
three
do
of us.
these episodes that often
Just the
anymore.
three
True.
of us.
just the three of
Just
us
the three of us.
making
We can
sand
make it
castles
if
in the
we
sky.
try.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, whichever one's which is
I'll take ugly.
up for.
Put it in the comments.
I'll take
who's
ugly.
who.
I'll take ugly. Yeah, for sure. I'll take ugly.
I think you're the good.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll I'll take the good, and you're the bad.
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's what some people think.
good,
No,
the
you're
petty,
the
and the
you're
ugly?
the angry.
The
As in the
angry.
good, the
You're
petty,
the angry.
and the ugly.
Yeah.
Well, then,
But you know what he said? He said
what?
he told me yesterday. He's like, you're petty, but you're considerate. And I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
high praise.
I like
actually.
that. I'll
Yeah.
take that. I'll take
Yeah.
that any
Yeah.
day.
Good old high praise.
Not a complete asshole.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I will admit. It took me a while to see that, but but I can admit that you are not wholly petty.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have
Yes, petty
considerations.
traits.
And you know what? That'll just go in line with the whiteboard. Fuck it. Might as well just address it now.
Yeah, might as well.
Over this past weekend, we had a good string of events, and I decided I want to work at the outdoor patio bar that we have. Because, I don't know, I'm always working inside on the service well, the fastest one. And I was like, change of pace. Fuck it. Why not? And one of the frequent parties we have, some of them we have returning guests and shit. And this one girl noticed me. She's like, oh, wait, aren't you always inside? I said, yeah. She's like, oh, why are you out here? Are you in trouble?
Are you in
You were on time.
Have you been banished?
No. I was like, I just wanted to be out here, just change your pace. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you seem less angry out here.
Ah.
Needed some
Like,
fresh air.
like, well, I get to talk to people
Something
now,
to
and
that.
I don't have to shout, or you don't have to shout at me, and you can ask me 100 more questions out here because there's less traffic. So maybe that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
So maybe you should switch it up every once in a while just to.
yeah. I think I will. Actually, this whole past whole weekend, I was at the outside bar. I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna rock it out here.
I think a lot of times we get very accustomed to working in the positions that management may put us in,
Yeah.
or what's dictated by what's going
I
on.
put myself in the busy position.
Yeah.
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 I did that to myself.
Yeah.
You
so.
did?
But I remember having some of that happen last summer where I was working one particular section on one particular day, and it's the most stressful day to work it. And then that's when you start getting more tense because every week you have to deal with that. You have to deal with not the worst situations, but it tends to be the most stressful because it's the busiest.
Right.
But you just think, oh well, I'm the fastest, or I'm the one who's supposed to be here, so yeah, I'm just gonna do it. But you don't think about the mental aspect of having to be on the entire time, every shift that you work that Saturday or Friday or whatever your busy shift is.
And it becomes a thing where you start to, as it's leading up, you start to dread it. I've been in that situation where you start, let's say it's Saturday night, and like fucking Saturday afternoon around 12 o'clock, your body just starts to react because you're just dreading, like, fuck, here we go. Let me get myself mentally prepared. Da, 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 da. And then, yeah, it definitely is wearing on you. Or has worn on me before. When I remember back when Redacted was down, like our bar team, just like we just were going through a transition. We had just reopened indoor because of the pandemic and whatnot. They were just reopening it. And for whatever reason, I was just 5 or 6 days a week, 4 or 5 of those nights, I was on production closing, and it was wearing on me to where I really just was dreading it. I did not like life. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And then I started changing up, and our bar team got a little bit better, and we got more people, and then I was able to switch it up and, bounce around on the wood a little bit, and yeah, it's much better balance now. But
Yeah.
that shit.
Was there anything that kind of opened your eyes to that, as far as I'm starting to dread my shift, or I'm starting to be a little bit more stressed out? Or was there any like interaction or anything, or was it just you just woke up one day and was like, maybe I shouldn't be on production for a little while?
No, it was because as I think it was one of those things where a lot of the newer people that were coming in, newer servers, I just was the angry guy on production
Yeah,
to them
yeah.
because like they asked me stuff, and like I just was very blunt, and I don't know, rude may be the word, I don't know, but like, yeah, I just felt like I was always just like and like I would learn later that some of the servers were a little intimidated to even ask me questions. And I remember being a server on that side where you had the more blunt person on production, and like even just like a simple question like, hey, what comes in this drink or whatever, they would just kind of look at you like, what do you mean you don't know, and da 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 da, and they just make you feel like shit. And I don't feel like I quite got to that point with it, but I definitely was very short and just like, just tell me what you need and just move on. That's that. And now I'm much more like, okay, I understand you didn't have to learn the specs like I did, so let me walk you through it. And I'm much more open to questions and whatnot. But yeah, it definitely was a point where I was the angry guy on production, and I'm just like, it's too much fucking shit going on right now. I didn't really want to be here, and da da da. And so now I get to move around the wood a little bit. I'll talk to people, and then when I get moved to production, it is what it is, and you're like, let me help you create the best experience for the guests that you have. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a lot more open to that than I was at one point. Yeah. I also just almost left bartending for like a while after that. Like that was when I was just like, let me pick up accounting, because I was pretty much done with like service industry around that time period. And then
you found us.
Yeah, no, it was actually perfect. It was great timing because I moved into production accounting, and then the writer strikes were happening, and then I moved back into bartending, and then we started connecting, and then here I am. Yeah,
Nice.
It worked out great because
Yeah.
I was thinking if I was in production accounting, I would have much less stories to kind of pull from,
Yeah.
and I would just be like, oh yeah, this one Saturday 4 weeks ago, I think something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So-
me it was more of a I just kind of woke up one day and just got tired of having to explain Yelp reviews. Things like that. I was like, I'm tired of having conversations about a Yelp review.
Oh man.
It's just at some point you just gotta stop fighting those battles
Yeah.
with a customer. Like, yeah, it's a stupid question. Or yeah, you're being annoying, but you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just not worth my time, and it's not worth me having to explain this interaction to
Right.
my boss later.
Right.
It's just and then gradually over time you start making, or I started making just more adjustments where you don't want to come off as the angry bartender,
Mm-hmm.
because I was never the angry bartender, like ever, except for when someone was just really crossed the line or something like that.
Right.
But in general, no, it's not that I was ever angry. It's just some questions you get, you just kind of look at people like, why would you even ask me that? But because those people already feel intimidated or apprehensive about coming to talk to you, then that interaction is viewed a lot differently. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, whenever I ask him something, he's always like, oh, he always makes me feel stupid. It's like, it's not that I'm making you feel stupid. It's just, I just expect you to know that. That's
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
But it was just on me to find a better way to say that,
Right.
and a better way to deal with those things.
Right. Because like you said, it's us kind of projecting our knowledge on someone else.
Exactly.
And it's funny. I had this conversation with someone about a week ago or earlier, but it was just like, hey, what makes like a good bar manager or maybe even a bartender? And I was like, I think all good bar managers have to have had like a slight alcoholic like part of the like era to you, because I think what makes a good bartender and bar manager is just your knowledge of bars and what a good bar experience should be. And that means you've spent a lot of time at bars. And so I think good bar managers have had that time to know, like, okay, this is what bar guests would like, whether it's like the occasional wine drinker versus like the Jack and Coke person. Like, they're different type of bar guests, but like they both want a certain type of experience, and knowing how to cater your experience, or the experience you provide to them based on what you know about how bars run.
Which is harder to do when you haven't been on that side.
Yes.
If you've only been the casual drinker or the casual eater or whatever, and you haven't ever been that person who really dove into it or sat next to other people who dive into those things,
Yeah.
how do you understand how they think other than your interactions with them as a manager or something?
Speaking of bar guests,
Wait, real
Yes.
quick. Or sorry, real quick. Or
Hold on. We'll let you finish.
as what happens in Redacted, a lot of the servers are like under 25. So it's like you've had only like fucking 2 years of possibly being a drinker, like in established places legally.
legally.
Legally, yeah.
And so, you just don't even know what bar experiences really look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. But speaking of bar guests.
Speaking of what bar guests would like, I told them this, but should I say the name of the place? Probably should, right? Okay. Well,
I don't remember, so go ahead.
okay. So, a popular spot in downtown LA.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I remember now.
Should I say the name then? You
You
know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Because we're only speaking what is objectively true and not.
And for those out there who listen, you might as well know
Yeah.
what this place is doing.
So, Rob, guess what Perch is now starting to do?
Perch, you say?
Perch LA, rooftop bar and restaurant downtown Los
I
Angeles.
send people there. Sometimes.
I used to.
Oh man, I don't think I would after this. So,
Okay, lay it on me.
they are now adding a security charge to the bills on top of and separated from tipping.
I have many questions.
Not a service charge, not anything else, a security charge.
That entire charge better be going to security if that's what the fuck you're going to call it. And I'm
It's
100%
absolutely
sure
not.
it's not.
It's not.
2,
So
It's a fucking rooftop bar. What security?
Right.
Like,
right, hold on.
Isn't it also part of like a hotel or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't the hotel is providing security? Perch isn't providing the security, is it?
Who knows? But this is what the article says.
All right, go on.
They will be adding a 4.5% fee. Jesus
Woo!
Christ.
Wow.
On every bill for additional security measures, according to its website. Somebody said, a diner said, I mean, Perch is like on the 10th floor, so I think they're kind of taking advantage. You have to go upstairs. Perch sits around Hill Street, 5th Street, near Pershing Square, where there's a metro stop. There are some folks outside who may have made some patrons nervous. Another diner said, I honestly don't feel safe, so it might be necessary. The business claims they need extra security since they have multiple floors. However, some believe that should make things safer. Another diner said, I mean, if it was a convenience store, I'd understand, but you got to go up the stairs. USC business professor Sean, God, I'm going to butcher it. Hyatt.
Sorry, what does this business professor have to say
I don't
about
know.
a
Said
Yeah,
the
yeah,
extra,
just move
it
on.
says their extra fees are a way. Extra fees are a way businesses are trying to address increased labor costs and input costs. I'm not surprised just because of the massive inflation we're feeling, the professor said. Later added that restaurants have seen a nationwide 7% decline in diners in the past 6 months. He believes that added fees are a way to offset that, expects more to pop up.
So charge more to the people who are still coming because you're upset at the people who no longer come.
So would that not
They
make
also
less people come?
They also said, I think one of the worries is that this may affect the gratuity or tip you give employees at sit-down restaurants
1,000%.
because you see additional fees. Why would I give another 50% in tip?
Right.
1,000%, especially 4.5%.
Other diners had similar thoughts, saying, I think it's a bad idea adding any extra charge. But yes, like we were saying, that's all you're doing is, making people not want to go there. You're not incentivizing the guests to tip anymore because, like, wait, I got a tip too on top of, and I completely understand it. Like we talked about it a little bit earlier. It's like, I get it. It's fucking annoying. It's stupid. It's wrong, especially if that's not going to the security, which they also said in there saying, well, you'll have to go upstairs. So are these security guards patrolling the entire block and the parking lot to make sure that people are getting from their car safely to the building?
Yeah, but
Because what is the extra?
but Perch has valet.
Exactly.
So what is the extra security measure for?
Yeah, I need a
They're not
better
going to go
explanation.
down the block and stop that person mugging that couple that just left. They're not going to do that shit because it's
No.
not
Yeah,
on. No. So what
Yeah.
exactly is this fucking fee for?
That security charge at most could only apply to the parameters of Perch, what they own, what Perch owns what Perch owns. So basically, it can't go to the block or beyond its actual property.
Yeah, but but again, we don't even know
If it's going
which
to that.
security
Yeah,
they're implementing the charge for.
yeah,
Because you have your security that is downstairs for the valet, for the front door, for the elevator, but we don't know how many people are upstairs. We don't know anything about the place, so we're not trying to pass judgment. But at the same time, we are asking the question: where is that money going? Why
Yeah.
do you need extra money for security? And
Where are you places the
What-
security? What are they going to do? What is the extent of their security?
yeah.
yeah,
Are they
what are they
escorting people to the
securing?
car? Exactly. Like what is going on? Because you have that one entrance. You have to go through stairs or through an elevator, whatever. So the people at the front door are already not going to let any unhoused person or mentally unstable or whatever. They're not going to get past the front
No.
door.
Right.
No.
So what is the added security for?
Yeah.
That is what I'm questioning.
Yeah, because
You have one entrance,
like
I believe.
I got redacted. We did go up from a security company to actually hiring like off-duty police, which makes sense. But that I mean, you just kind of like adjust what your security cost is. But also the thing is like making that cost. It seems like if that's what it was, it would just kind of be a flat rate being applied to every check. You making it a percentage off of what that person chose to spend or not to spend that night definitely it seems like something way different.
Yeah, I personally, I feel that they only want to pay whatever their budget is for security, and whatever that is, they're like, oh, we're only going to pay this. We're only approved to pay this through corporate or whatever. But then, due to how many patrons they have in the building, I don't know how busy they are. They probably
There's also
needed
a
added
maximum-
security.
There's also a maximum occupancy, so
Right.
that's also
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe they only budgeted out with this company to hire 4 security guards, 2 downstairs, 2 upstairs. But then, we need a 3rd person upstairs or a 4th person
But
upstairs.
what's going on upstairs that they need added security?
I still think it's the we outside people.
I'm sorry. What is that?
It's the we outside
This
people.
was the thing that we were talking about earlier. Was the
Well,
we outside crowd?
I
Yeah.
missed that. Can we go back
Yeah,
and explain?
yeah.
Well, we talked about it on the last episode when we
Oh.
were talking about the people who they carry that energy of just, we outside.
So
like,
that's
so it
after-
means we
yeah.
can do everything.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the person who are asking to plug their phone into the sound system to play their own Spotify playlist because they're the only ones in the building. You know, just those kind of things.
That don't have any real home training
Yeah,
or anything like that. So
The
what?
audacity.
So it's not a security charge. It's a we outside charge.
it is a we outside charge.
Where's the bell?
we gotta
Forgot
deal
the
with these we
bell.
outside people.
Yeah, go get the bell so you can ding yourself.
Oh yeah, eat it like he does all the time.
But yeah, man, it does feel like that. It feels like, hey, we are taking on this extra charge or whatever. Our expenses have gone up to this level, so we're gonna pass the buck on to the guests.
Yep.
But again, you can see. I'm sure you're online less than I am, but I'm sure you've seen it. How everyone seems to be going after service industry people for the tip. For
Yeah.
how like the screen just says ask for a tip, because I saw one the other day that it was the moon going
The
over for the
eclipse.
eclipse and it was like 18,
percentage.
20, 22%.
Oh shit.
This is getting out of hand.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I commented, I said, well, the moon and the sun did come together to provide this service for free. So
The least you could do is
the least you could do is tip.
You know what I mean?
But it does feel like a lot of people are upset that prices are going up, and I don't fucking blame you. I'm just as upset.
Yeah.
You know, but stop yelling at us and stop being so upset
we're
with
right there
us in
with
the
you.
comments.
We get it.
Yeah.
You don't like
Yeah.
it because then you don't want to come out. So it's slower nights, less tips for us. We don't like it either.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No.
However,
Go
there
after
is,
go after the owners of these places. Talk to the managers and say, why are you charging this? Ask them that. Don't ask the person serving you because we don't know. Go ask management.
fucking
Man.
idea.
Go ask management. Ask to speak to the owner. Ask to speak to anyone else. Because I have all the answers you have.
I know as much
How
as you
how
know.
much is
1000%.
a vodka soda? It costs this much. Why? I'd like to find out. Do you want
I
to
don't
go?
know.
You want to go find out together?
Tito's hates you. Right.
But I did see that there's that new bill coming in soon where they have to restaurants and shit have to put the pricing, the breakdown basically for their menus. I think it's coming up in the
What do you mean?
Oh wow, I haven't heard of this one.
yeah. There's a law going into effect. It says July 1st where service prices need to be included in menu prices.
Ooh.
Oh.
So
When
Game
they say
changer.
service prices, they mean like the service charges
I'm
that they're
assuming
providing?
yes. I'm
Okay.
assuming yes. Which, yeah, let people know what they're paying for, but also just increase the prices on the items on the menu. Don't tax it. People don't want to see that on their bill. If you
Right.
show them if something that used to be $16 is now $18,
Yep.
that looks a lot better than all right. Now there's an additional
And
$8
it's
on
the
your bill.
last thing you see.
Yeah.
The very last thing. You're like, whoa, where did that come from?
It feels like you're trying to hide something from them.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're trying to get over on them, and we're not. We don't know either. You know, I bet you the people at Perch, the only way you could say that the people who work at Perch, who work there, not managers, I'm talking people who work the floor, the only way they would have signed off on, okay, we're okay with this, is if they tried to take the money out of their pocket first. You know, because how many places take money out of the tip pool to pay for security? I mean, we know of one right on the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
So I just feel like these places need to be run better and people need to be held more accountable. But just remember that the person serving you your food or drink can't do anything about it. We have less power than you.
Yeah. You can make a Yelp review about the whole
that
business.
Yeah.
Not just because
You can stop all this.
yeah.
You have the power to end this. I don't know why that phrase has been on my mind so much for the last few days.
Yeah, you've been on it.
Yeah.
Is that from something specific?
I don't know.
Oh,
I know it's from something. I just don't remember what it's from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
But it's my phrase. So I'm going to take it.
Let them have it.
Also, speaking of guests with like dumb questions that you've gotten over and you've become numb to.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you've gotten better about it, clearly, because we just had that conversation.
Yeah.
But I happen to be present for one of them. And when I'm off duty, I have not become numb to it. And so
Why did you say that like you were a cop? When I'm off
I
duty?
thought that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I
off duty.
holster my tins,
Put one on each side.
I've rested for the evening. When I'm off the clock and then I'm just like sitting at a bar, and then 9 times out of 10 I'm kind of in my own world. But because like you and I were kind of chatting at Fight Club, and then per usual when I sense that there's like a guest coming up, I kind of like just like, you know, go quiet and I just let you do your thing so you can make some money, clearly. And then this dude literally comes up next to me and he goes to you and he says, "Hey man, tell me, which one of y'all makes the best old fashioned?" I looked at him, I was like, this is the dumbest fucking question. What the fuck are you going to say to that? You know what, man? Actually, my old fashioned fucking sucks. But that guy over there, he makes a better old fashioned. Let me go get him. Oh, wait, he's busy. Do you want to wait 5 minutes to go to him for an old fashioned? Or, you know what I mean? I don't know what people
point to somebody random. He used to work here. His old fashioned.
Yeah, point to someone in the fucking crowd.
That'd be
Yeah,
real
He
good.
used to work here. His
I'd
old
like to
fashioned
use
was the
that.
best.
Yeah.
I'd like to use that. Yeah, I'd like to use that.
That's great. That's great.
Because what I feel is people come in and they try to play off of your ego. Who makes the best drink here? What is the best thing you make? They want to play off your ego.
So
But
you can show off and
how does that really work for you? Because what if they hate what you make?
Yeah.
And now they get to shit all over you and like fuck with your confidence. Or if they love it, they inflate your ego and your drink might suck. It can go either way, but I feel a lot of times people come in and just like, who makes the best this or makes the best that, and they want us to be, oh yeah, I make the best one, get it from me. But really, I'm like, we make everything the same.
That's exactly what you said. That's
All of us do.
exactly
That's why
what he
we
said.
all work here.
Yeah,
We literally are tested to make sure that we make the same
Equally.
drink the same way every time.
Every time.
If I add a garnish that's a little bit different, which I tend to do at my spot, I add garnishes because I'm just like, yo, y'all are paying $40 for this goddamn margarita. I'm gonna make it try to look worth $40 for you.
Right.
It's not, but whatever. But yeah, we were all tested to make sure our shit is uniform.
Right.
But then he followed up. He was just like, "What do you make it with?" And I don't know what you said.
And I don't remember either.
Yeah.
I know I told him what we make it with.
And he's like, "Do you have a rye?" And I'm sitting there next to him. I'm just like, "Nigga, just ask for a rye old fashioned and move the fuck on." This 2-minute conversation should have been 0.5 seconds. You knew what the fuck you wanted when you came up to this goddamn bar, order the goddamn rye old fashioned, and let this motherfucker get back to his goddamn night. Shit.
Wow.
He was also interrupting our conversation.
You okay?
It wasn't just that, but at the
Breathe.
same time,
Good.
all of this happened, and I gave him every answer, and then he just walked away.
Oh, he didn't even order it?
Remember?
Oh, I missed that. I forgot that part.
Oh, I thought that's why you got so angry.
Oh no! Oh, I
No.
forgot that part.
Yeah,
I
no.
did forget
He just
that
walked
part.
away.
That part. That's
He
why.
asked
That's,
all of that.
The thing is, I
and then
have
walked
the
away.
emotions for that action, and I forgot why my emotions were that.
So to this day, he's still wandering around.
still looking for
seeing
that
who
rye
makes
old
the
fashioned.
best
Still looking
rye
for
old
it.
fashioned.
Yeah.
No one's answered him.
correctly.
Chasing that
Wait,
fucking
what?
dragon.
What if he's like some bartending genie, and we just have to answer it the right way to get the prize?
To get the
And
prize.
no one in LA is
No one
getting
knows
it
how to
because
answer.
no one knows how to answer him.
Goddamn. Yeah.
Wow.
That was.
But,
He's the Shazam of genies, if anything.
Now, is that the one with Shaq or the one
Yes.
with Sinbad?
No,
Yes.
Shaq.
Do you guys believe the Sinbad genie movie?
Yes,
actually
it exists. Yes.
Okay.
Oh
it
yeah,
does.
I've seen it.
I thought. Okay, but it's
We've
the
all
thing-
seen it.
We've all seen
all
it.
seen it.
But
Right.
it's like a thing.
You can't find it.
What? Why did they erase it? So
He
Because
probably
they don't
spent
wanna
a good
pay
amount
that
of money to get every single copy from
Oh,
all
no.
over across the United States or something. I don't fucking know.
No,
But-
because he could sell that now and make money. It's been erased from history. Studios have been doing that lately. They just take products that they've already, paid for and created or whatever, and then they just erase it because they don't want to pay royalties on anything. That's part of the shit that started happening before the strike.
yeah. Yeah.
When HBO was bought by Discovery said, "Well, your books are too inflated. Let's cut some of these costs," and they started cutting all these shows, mostly shows made by people of color. And just now, those shows don't exist anymore. You can't watch them anywhere because DVDs don't exist anymore.
Yep.
Where are you gonna find this content? Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean
Collective
to
sigh.
Yeah.
bring in a fucking wet blanket.
But
Excuse my what?
to really
The
back
thing
in
like, they're
though,
whipping it out too, and like we're all getting like a little bit of damp, just like
Ugh.
yeah.
Who brings a wet blanket to the beach?
to really back a little bit, a lot of the comments on this bartending page on Facebook, they're all like in agreement. They're all like, "Yeah, this is bullshit. This
It's
is
about the
stupid."
security charge?
Yeah, about
Word.
the security charge. Like, this is all bullshit. Security won't see a raise on their
No.
pay for this. Like,
Absolutely not.
this is just going into the pockets of the business.
Yeah.
Assuming, given the trend of a lot of businesses doing this, that goes
shit.
into the pocket of the businesses because that has been the trend.
I just remembered a fucking story from Lucky Strike Phoenix when we worked there. So I remember there was a time where the security guards, they were all hired by a company, but they were paid different rates
based on
whatever the GM decided to pay them.
oh
And that was the problem. Like, we had some security guards who worked more days, dealt with more stuff, or worked in different areas where they had to deal with more. So that particular location at the time is closed now. But at the time, the worst place to work was the front door.
of course.
Yeah, but that particular place, you got it from both sides because you were the front door for two different doors, for two different styles of place. So your first door was the bowling alley, which also had a bar, had two bars. And then your second door was just a club style thing. So you can get into a fight kicking someone out of the bowling alley area, and then as you get them out, your boys are bringing in someone from the club area, and then you got to fight them too. I've seen that happen. And the security guards were saying, like, we don't get paid enough. We're only getting paid, like 100, 150 a night, but they're working 10, 12, 13 hours, like long ass shifts, getting into physical altercations and all these other things. And I just remember that both the security guards were telling me, actually, they were telling me together. We were having a group conversation, and they were saying that the GM was trying to play it like, oh, I'm going to pay you more even though you're not the head security guard. He said that to the other security guard. Don't tell him that I'm paying him more because I don't want to increase his pay. But the thing is, his pay should have been increased as well.
No, if you're
Like-
increasing one security guard's pay,
Right.
especially if it's just like uniformly for the job they're doing,
Yeah.
everybody's pay should
But
rise.
it just kind of gives me a little bit more, well, I feel like it gives a little bit more insight into a lot of that corporate structure of the meritocracy of raises and asking for a raise and things like that, because I've just never worked for a place where you had to ask for a raise. I've just worked at places where you work there long enough, you do your job, you get the raise.
Right.
And then I went to the service industry and there's no such thing. unless you move to management. But that's
much.
a whole different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit sucks.
I had no transition for that. Just throwing that out there.
No worries.
Yeah, because
I
I
got
knew
one.
you had something.
Yeah. I actually have a couple of things here
Ooh.
that I had
We got
queued up
options?
for us.
Well, I
Yeah,
saw him
there's
looking at
options.
his phone while
Yeah,
I was
I
talking.
figured
I was
he
like,
had-
I need to wrap it up, B.
God.
Wrap it up, B.
So, to go in line with what we were saying about like tipping and charges, I saw this one post. The caption says, "No, like actually die," and it's the amount of a bill, which is 107.68. They leave a $5 tip, which comes up to 112.68. And the person was like, "No, like actually die, like that's bullshit." Somebody quoted that and said, "Service workers in the U.S. really are the most insufferable people on this planet. You're mad you got an extra $5 for doing a job you already get paid for. Tipping culture in America is ludicrous."
Ludicrous.
I absolutely hate the term tipping culture. Tipping shouldn't be a culture. It's been around for I don't even know how long. It's not tipping culture. It's just tipping. And a lot of the people who are trying to champion against tipping have never worked in a service industry job. They're trying to say what someone should be paid, though they've never worked that job. But they only feel like they have the expertise to do that because they're the ones paying. It's a catch-22.
That's what makes them the
The-
experts on the job because
It's
I'm
my
paying-
money.
Yeah.
It's my money.
One comment said, "Girl, you're acting like they're getting paid $20 an hour."
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not getting paid $20 an hour.
Nope.
But also, like, Europeans commenting on the tipping in America, it's none of your business. Stay over there.
But they have universal health care.
Yo,
Yeah, they gotta wait months to see a doctor.
I'd give up tips because they do not give a shit about us when it comes to healthcare.
Nah.
Which again, tell me again how our job means so little to where we can't even get healthcare, and also the very people we are serving are telling us to get a real job. This is a real job.
It is.
Yeah.
Every job is a real job.
Yeah.
You know, so
It goes with that same sentiment when it comes to like acting. It's like there's no such thing as a small role, only like big egos or small
Yeah.
actors. It's the same thing. Like there's no such thing as like a not a real job. Every job's a real job.
yeah.
Every
There's
job.
a demand for it, obviously.
Mhm.
Like people need or require that service, so there's a demand.
People shit all over garbage workers until their trash doesn't get taken
And
care of.
nobody
Yep.
takes out their trash.
Yep.
Plumbers,
Hotel
electricians,
workers,
construction workers,
Hotel
hotel
workers have been
workers.
striking for almost a year now,
Yep.
and still aren't being taken care of because, well, I mean, they're still striking because they're not being taken care of, is what I mean.
Right.
Like they're. We were just in Santa Monica the other day,
Yeah.
and as we were getting off the train, we look over and there was another hotel where their workers were on strike. So again, how are these people making a livable wage if they're striking? You know how long it takes? Like finding out about strikes over the last year and a half, strikes take months to actually kick in.
Yeah.
That is months on months, if not years on years, of being mistreated, not being paid a fair wage,
It's not just
and
an
not
overnight
seeing any
thing.
way out.
It's like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm not getting paid enough. It's not. All right, next day we're on strike. It's not like
Yeah.
that. I don't think people understand that.
That's
Like
the
you
other
said,
thing.
it's months of mistreatment or taking advantage of your employees or
Yeah.
something like that. That's what it is, and it just mounts up. And finally, everybody's like, you know what, we're kind of sick of this shit. We're worth more than this.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing is a lot of people that are in the position to be striking are working jobs paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
So every time they go out there and strike, they are rolling the dice over if they're going to be able to pay their rent, to feed their kids, to be able to afford transportation, to be able to afford that doctor bill. But like just standing up for their own dignity and their right to have like a livable wage is that important to them. And that's gotta mean something.
It's got to, especially when 4 years ago, when everything shut down, who did they want to go to work?
First.
They wanted the service workers and the health industry workers to go back at the same time.
Yeah.
Those two things cannot stop because I can't take care of myself and I can't feed myself. This whole country said that.
Yeah.
But then once we got back to work, they're like, "Nah, you don't deserve any extra." Why not? You also know during the pandemic, if I worked this job before the pandemic, that means in a lot of places where I worked, we were shut down for over a year. I didn't make any money for over a year. It's unlike where it was, say here or, a Texas or Florida or other places that got to continue working. I was at the mercy of whatever the government told me I was able to do, but I still had to pay my bills. So how do you come out of that and still feel like you are running the same race that everybody is running? You're automatically behind. I was ahead on my bills before the pandemic. I'm still trying to find a way out of it, but you have to do what you have to do to pay your bills, man. I'm not judging anybody else's job. It's just please stop judging ours. We're really, really doing the best that we can every single day. And a lot of times the people that make us work the hardest take care of us the least.
1,000%. They will run you around that fucking restaurant or bar and then add a cool little $5 on 107.68 and call it them being generous. And it's like, okay, cool.
Shit. It hurts worse when the people who do that work within this industry as well.
Oh,
because there's one particular person, I've known them as a customer my entire 3 years of living in Los Angeles.
Yep.
And I've only seen them in Fight Club twice. I don't know how many times they've been there, but I've only seen them there twice. I'd like to think that they don't remember me, but the way that they treat me whenever they see me, it feels as though they remember me. Because they treat me like absolute shit. They make sure that they do whatever they can to exert any bit of power over me they can.
Wait, you said they work in the service industry?
They work in the service industry as well. Exactly. They're a server. I've seen them serving somewhere before, and it really threw me off. Because when they came into my job on Friday, I was talking with my manager about something managerial. Like, he was telling me, hey, this is our SOP going forward on this particular thing. This is the reason why we were having actual
What's the SOP real quick?
Standard operating procedure. Sorry.
Okay.
And he was telling me why that was the case. And I was like, okay, cool. And we were wrapping up the conversation. Maybe 15 seconds from the point that they walked up to the bar. But of course, I used my peripherals. So I knew she was walking up as she was walking up. And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. So I could already see. I was like, oh, shit. I recognize who that is. Don't know her name, but obviously you recognize the person. And I was like, oh, fuck. They're gonna just try to drag me through the coal. Yeah. And of course, they immediately tried to ask my bar manager to try to get me to serve him. But at that time, I think I was getting ready to go on break or something like that. But he was like, no, I'll take care of you. Because they were like, isn't he my server? And he's like, oh, well, we don't have servers behind the bar, but he's a bartender. But I'll be happy to take care of you. He's like, oh, well, what were you two doing that you could not take care of me?
Oh.
And he was like, oh, well, we were just finishing up a conversation, but I'm here to take care of you now.
I beg your fucking
pardon. And that was
pardon?
the last thing I heard. I just walked away. I was like, I can't take it.
I beg your fucking pardon? What?
Yeah.
Who walks to a bar?
I'm not embellishing. I'm saying it online. I'm not embellishing.
I'm saying, who the
I heard
fuck
that.
do you think you are?
Yeah. It's just one
What
of
were you
some
talking
people
about
are like
you
that.
couldn't take care of me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's some people just have that kind of energy. Because even when I saw them at one of my previous jobs, the first job I had here, they would come up and it would be during Taco Tuesday, which that place was known for that at the time. They're known for nothing now because they are closed. But hopefully we can talk about that more later.
Oh, yeah, we will.
I did hear back from him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we just got to I'll tell you off camera. But
Okay.
he just said like let him know what day works. But yeah, they'd come in and they'd always order the same thing. It was like a fried fish taco or something like that. But every time, instead of just ordering everything they wanted with that one taco, they would order the taco as is and then send it back to have something take off. And then when it came back, they'd order, hey, can you go get this for me or this thing for me that's only in the back, like a different sauce or like a different, condiment or something. So then you go all the way back there to get that for them, and they'd ask you for the next thing. Oh, can I have some salt? Or can I have some pepper? That was what they
But
did
they're
every
in the
time.
service industry.
Exactly.
There-
Some people just want to
there is
watch
the
the world
seventh
burn, man.
hell that
Yeah.
is reserved for that person. Like that is so disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Also, just even like a non-service industry person, I feel like if you come to a place twice, you learn how to order your food so that you get it exactly how you want it. Also, just even on some just general shit of just like, if I want my food as fast as possible and I want it the way I want it as fast as possible, so I just would prefer not even looking out for you as like the server bartender, looking out for me to get my food the way I want it as fast as possible. Let me just order it up front exactly how I
Right.
want it with the condiments I want, just so I can get all of it ready, and as soon as it comes, I can start to enjoy it.
Right.
Why
Why would I want my food to show up and then have to wait for another thing and
Yeah.
then have to wait for another thing? But the entire time that this is going on, they always sit
Oh God!
like that. Especially when their food shows up or their drink has been made and placed in front of them, they always sit up.
We have to talk offline
This
because
regal thing.
we have there's a lady, and I don't think,
Short hair.
no.
Okay, then it's
No,
not the
okay,
same one.
never
Because
mind.
when I'm talking about chubby as fuck,
Yes,
short hair, like kind of short,
I don't think she has short hair though. We'll
like
talk about it.
less than 4 inches maybe. Kind of emo haircut.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
But the lady I'm thinking about, she comes in and she orders a steak. I think it's like a mid-well 14-ounce New York or something like that. So off top, your steak is going to take 30 minutes. But she gets it, and something's always wrong with it. I don't know if it's the temperature or what. I've literally seen this woman wait for 3 steaks to come out. Like, she'll send it back, second one comes out, send it back, wait for the third one to come out. And then I think she got mad because we charged her for one of the steaks. And she was like, what do you mean? You guys are... My thing, and she's known for this. Like, she comes in and this happens. My thing is this. If you come to a place and we are constantly fucking up your food, maybe we're just not the place for you.
Right.
That's okay with us. That's okay with you. And we are sincerely sorry that we are not meeting your expectations as a restaurant and or a bar. But he's not. But
you get what you get.
Is it what?
You get what you get.
You get what you get.
You
But
get what you fucking deserve.
But at a certain point, it just is ludicrous for you to keep on coming back to us and keep on having the same problems with us.
Right.
And we're just not meeting your expectations, and it's fine for you to go somewhere else. And
we honestly would prefer if you went somewhere else.
We would love for you to go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
please go somewhere else.
Because every time this lady comes in, it's this whole rigmarole, and she sits there
I
quietly.
fucking love
and
that
patient.
word.
What's that?
Rigmarole.
Yeah.
Just, it doesn't sound racist, but it just sounds southern.
Old timey.
It sounds made up.
Probably.
All words are made up.
Shut the fuck up. I knew you were going to say that.
But they are. He's not wrong. Yeah.
I'll give you that. I knew you were
yeah, no, but like it's like the third or fourth time we've seen this happen with her, and it's just like, girl, you just go get a steak at a...
Girl, go get a steak somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's cool.
Yeah, go get your meat elsewhere.
Fine, go ahead.
That's
There
fine.
we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. We'll let that
You
go.
might as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. But yeah, it sounds similar to this
Yeah.
situation. But she doesn't give that attitude, at least in the
Okay.
beginning.
Not the fake
No.
regal.
She just kind of gets in her own world, and I'm just like, I'm looking at her like, because she's at the bar top, and she's just quiet and waits 30 minutes for another goddamn steak to come out and
I
disappoint
don't
her.
understand. I'd
Yeah.
rather just go somewhere else and get a burrito.
Yeah.
There's a taco truck outside. It's
Taco truck
LA.
outside.
There's always
Yeah,
a
dude.
taco truck outside.
Yeah.
Go get a taco.
Just
Get
enjoy.
something else.
Get something you're going to enjoy in a timely manner.
I feel like a lot of people just think that we want to be angry or we don't want guests to come in.
I don't want to be angry.
No, and
But-
I definitely want guests to come in. That's
they
what
leave me no
that's what
choice.
makes it fun. When we don't have anyone come in all day, that is the fucking worst. I want someone else to come in. I want to talk to people. I do this job to provide a service. I want to provide that service. It's what I'm good at, but you just want some people to just fucking have some home training or
Yeah.
just learn, pay attention, be considerate.
Yeah.
Any of those things. Or if you're going to be a dick, just tip more. Cuz then we can account for that.
I mean, you know what?
Because we all have regulars. Shit. We share regulars
Yeah.
that come in. They are a little bit of a handful, a little bit of an asshole, but they do take care of you at least enough to where you're like, you know what? I'm not upset that you walked in.
Right.
You are gonna tip me accordingly. So okay, as long as you don't step over any lines, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You had said being a dick and tip more in the same sentence, and I was hoping you'd kind of bring that around to a joke, and you didn't. I was ready.
No, sorry.
I was ready to hit you with the
Sorry.
bell, man.
Sorry, man. I wasn't thinking that. I was actually just trying to be nice at that point. I was focused on that because I was thinking of some of the regulars that I have, and there are some times where I may not smile as much when I see their faces, but it's because I haven't had an opportunity to assess what level of drunk you are tonight. I don't know how drunk you are, so I don't know how happy I am to see you. Like what level? I'm happy to see you
All right,
tonight.
cool,
but then it's like, oh shit. All right, man. What can I get for you?
All right,
Oh
let's
God,
start
that's
this.
the worst.
Yeah.
Hey, my Fight Club is built on regulars.
Yeah.
It just really is. I get a lot of people I've never seen before, but I get just as many people that I may not see them every week, but I see them enough that I have to acknowledge that I know them. I have to remember them. Maybe not remember their conversation, but kind of remember what they like or kind of remember what they're looking for or anything like that. It's just another aspect of the job that you have to add on depending on where you're at.
No, but I think most bars or restaurants, you definitely have to find a way to build. I was literally just talking about this with my coworker today because we've seen a dip in our daytime.
Oh shit! Really?
Not a huge
Oh,
dip,
okay.
but like enough for it to
It's
be
noticeable. Okay.
Yeah, because like we get a lunchtime rush regardless of just
Right.
like business people that work in the area, and
Right.
they just so it's like always going to be like a solid 45 minutes to an hour and a half where like it's pretty busy, you know what I mean? But I know when we used to have there were two people that used to be regularly daytime bartenders there, and for various reasons, they are no longer consistently like the daytime people behind the bar. Yeah, yeah. There were reasons. But for on the guest side of things, they love these two. Like they brung in a bunch of regulars, and so like around that bar
And
top,
that's why they're not on the daytime.
yes, because there were things that they were
There's
doing.
definitely something they're doing.
They were
That's
doing
how it
some
works.
things that brought people in that just weren't really the redacted way, if that makes sense. And so yeah, but at the same time I was just talking to my coworker and I was like, hey, man, but like those two, like they kept this bar full with regulars that were coming in, and since those two are no longer regularly there or they're no longer there at all, like I've seen some of their regulars drop off completely, and like they would come in like
Well, I said, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. There's a reason for that.
right, yeah, 100%, yeah. I hope you guys can read between the lines here.
Yeah, there's some things we just can't say. But yeah,
because
of
shout
course their regulars disappeared.
yeah.
They have no reason to come here anymore.
Oh, but at the same time, we still need to find a way to garnish regulars, to bring in regulars regularly. That's too many regulars.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we definitely still need to find that way because they were also good talkers, and so like I can be a good talker to an extent depending on what my mood is, but also I'm gonna get to a point and I'm gonna have a day where I just want to give you your drink and get the fuck back to making drinks for someone else
And get out of your face.
and just kind of get out of your face. But I can get into that mood if I really want to. It just kind of depends. But like some people are always ready to talk and always ready to provide that particular service. And
That annoys me when people do that at my job. They're just like, oh, yeah, how's it going? How's your day? I'm like, I can't fucking hear you. What do you want? It's just like, because it's so loud in my job.
How
I'm
dare
like,
you ask how I am?
Yeah, no, but seriously, like, come on, read the fucking room or at least hear the fucking room because it's loud as shit. Tell me what you want. Don't ask me about my day. You don't really care. I know they're trying to be courteous. I know, but that's not the time and place for it. Don't be courteous in a loud ass venue.
yeah, well, I guess like what he said, it depends on your venue because your venue doesn't really, I guess, allow to build regulars necessarily. It's just regulars if you attend X event a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas like we have like a sit down
Yeah.
type of bar thing where it's like people will come in and just sit there and
Now, if I'm outside, you can talk to me outside on the
Oh,
patio.
we
bar.
outside?
No, do not loop me into that. I'm not part of the we outside. That's
You set us up. Did he not set us up? He set us up. Okay. Don't be mad that we took the bait, and I'm mad that your hating ass didn't even ring the fucking bell because we were in sync on that shit, and that shit was fucking
Ding.
funny.
Fuck
Thank
that.
you.
you ring it. I'm not gonna ring that one.
You were outside,
Okay.
motherfucker.
All right. So
Working
You
outside.
were outside.
Working outside. So unless I'm
It
working,
flit.
you done?
Bruh,
Give it a second.
anytime I see people go like this, I'm like, oh,
God damn! Here we go with this bullshit.
oh fuck. Let me move over for the next 2 minutes and not
Be in
or
your
cover
video.
my eyes because they always have their flash on,
Yeah.
aim right at you in a dimly lit venue.
So now you can't see.
You know what?
I can't see a fucking
You know
thing.
what? Just to counter that, just pull your shirt up, show some nipple. Just start doing that.
Give
Fuck
me
it.
a show too.
Just fucking.
You're saying for us.
Yeah. Just
Oh.
go like this and see if they notice it in the background.
I just wanted to see a
about
titty.
you, not
Yo.
them.
Nah, I
Yeah.
just thought I was
and then
going to
make
see
it
a
weird.
titty.
Start pull your shirt.
I
up
got
and start
excited.
going
I was like,
that.
oh shit, they're going to show
Nah.
titties? Show me a titty. Yeah.
Nah, just make it uncomfortable.
You
because
can
they're
flash
making
me
you-
if you're going to flash me.
Yeah, equal flashes, everybody.
Just make it uncomfortable because that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You put me in your video, so equality. I gotta make you uncomfortable. Now I'm just gonna raise my shirt up, rub my nipple a little bit.
Oh.
Make it really weird. Just get really fucking weird behind the bar now. Bet you won't take another video right there. I bet you won't.
I almost want to stop this video right here.
Nah.
You're talking
No,
shit.
exactly. That is the effect. that
Motherfucker
I'm
went
going
full water boy.
Yep.
He's like, oh, rub the
Yeah.
nipples. And,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
for. I'm gonna be like in Bad Boys 2.
Wilson. Take the picture.
That would definitely happen. Yeah. Shout out to Wilson taking pictures.
Oh,
Move out here, motherfucker.
yeah. Move out here.
Real talk. Real
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So you're outside. Go on.
Yeah.
You were
so
outside.
unless I'm working the patio
You were one
bar-
of those people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean one of those people?
You were outside
You were
people.
outside.
I'm not digging that. So unless I'm working the outside patio bar, do not try to strike up a conversation with me because it's just not gonna happen. But like the kind lady said to me, she's like, "Oh, you don't seem as angry." It's like, no, it's not that I'm angry. It's just I can't talk to people in there. I'm just trying to expedite this process so I can get to the next 5 people behind you. I appreciate that you're asking how my day was, even though I know it's small talk and I fucking hate small talk. You don't really care, but I get it. It's just common courtesy, whatever. Not the place for it inside.
Right.
If you see me outside, then do it. Then we
When
can have a
we
conversation.
outside,
We
Yes.
outside.
we outside.
Yes,
We
yes, yes.
outside.
But if you outside and I'm inside, bitch, I'm inside.
If I'm outside, we outside. That's what it comes down to.
If I'm inside, I need inside energy.
Like
Use
I
your
get it.
inside voice.
It's manners. It's manners. I get it, but
But I actually can concur with that because I do think that's part of.
concur indeed.
I concur because that is part of why I'm not usually the most talkative at the bar is because of my PTSD of being. I used to work at a gastropub where often on Saturday morning brunches or Sunday brunches, it would just be me and a busser in the entire restaurant. And so I've just been in so many situations where you get comfortable and you think like, oh, I'm caught up on drinks. Everyone's kind of taken care of. And then 8 people come in, people walk in, and you have 5 tickets come up, and then it's just pandemonium.
Yeah.
And then so I've just been kind of trained to always be ready for shit to hit the fan real fucking quick.
You bartend in zombie mode. You're just waiting for the next wave.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, oh, hey, I cleared the room, I'm good.
No.
It's okay. I cleared it fast enough to
Let me
get a
reload
breather.
my garnishes,
Yeah.
reload my
No,
ice,
that's-
reload my juice.
Like 1,000. That's great.
Yeah.
That's literally how I bartend is like I clear it and now I'm just like I'm ready to get chaos thrown at me in
Yeah.
the next 20 seconds.
At least now you're ready for it.
And now I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I'll deal with it if it comes while I'm still dealing with the previous wave, but like I know the wave is coming. And then so it will frustrate me sometimes because I see other bartenders not really operate like that. But it works because they're able to kind of have better, more fruitful conversations with people. I can do that. It's in me, but like in my head, in the back of my head, it's always just like we are 20 seconds away from shit hitting the fan, especially if you're on the busier side of the wood where like you could be making drinks, and if you spend time making 3 drinks, you turn around and 5 people need your attention. And so like I don't have time to have this conversation with you. I literally want to give everybody their food and their drinks in the equal amount of time and not make people wait. But if I talk to you, now I got 10 people waiting for me. And yeah, that's just always thank you for bringing that up because that kind of helped me process why I work the way that I do.
But it also ties into what we talked about earlier as far as not recognizing the signs of that PTSD or the actual, not even PTSD, the actual living through the moment stress, going through it at that moment, not even understand how much that like builds up and builds up and builds up because you tell yourself, let me get through this shift. Let me just make these drinks. Let me just do these tickets. Let me just work the wood for the rest of the fucking night. Let me get through it. Cool. Okay, today's Friday. I work tomorrow and I work Sunday, then I'm off for like 2 days. Let me just get through this. Let me just get through it. Let me just do what I got to do. Next thing you know, something goes wrong, or maybe it's something you messed up, or maybe you have a guest that's being unreasonable, or a manager that's being unreasonable, or a coworker that's causing stress for you. Now you have to add that to, okay, I'm not off. Now it turns into, I'm not off for the next 2 days. I have to get through the next 2 days while also getting through this shift that now is stressing me out more than it should be. And you still have to clock in for those other 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
You know, while trying to, once you clock out, shutting off everything from that shift. Because even if you had an incident happen with a guest, a manager, a coworker, or yourself or whatever, by the time you clock back in the next shift, which is sometimes less than 12 hours after the last time you clocked out,
Today.
like
Today was less than 12
people really fucking forget that about our jobs. Today was less than 12 hours for you.
Yeah.
But most people clock out and have 16, 17, sometimes 18 hours before they have to, or not before they have to clock back in. But say you work a 9 to 5. You get off at 5. You know how many hours you have to recover before going to sleep, before then getting back up to be back at 9. But if you work a 9 to 5, and then after 5, you now have to work another 9 at your other job, or you worked a 5 to 9, but tomorrow you work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
beginning of your week.
Right.
And you didn't even make enough money to pay for your parking or your gas.
Yeah.
Now tell me again how we don't deserve anything, or our job doesn't matter, or our job's not that hard, but we have to do it every single day and give you that same energy all the time.
Well, there's that. And then also, I think we mentioned it last week with Junior even, but whatever that is going into that.
Turn your microphone like this.
Low.
There?
A little bit more. There you go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Not even that, but you also need to, while you're trying to not carry the fact that you have had less than 12 hours away from this job, I also need to have every new interaction, every, let's say 2 minutes, to be a fresh energy interaction with this new patron that I just got, or whatever weird interaction I just had with this person. I need to come back to you and carry whatever the same energy was that I left you with when I took your order, let's say 20 minutes ago. And it's sometimes.
Well, shit. Let it even happen with you have this interaction and the person next to them is the next person in line.
Yeah.
You have to reset from the time your eyes go from here to here.
Yeah.
Because now that guest is, or that group of guests or whoever, they are walking into or sitting into it.
Yeah.
They're waiting for that interaction with you. They want the clean slate.
100%.
They don't want to pay for the other person stressing you out. They don't want to pay for whatever's going on in your personal life.
Sloppy seconds.
Yeah, they don't want to pay the we outside charge. I'm not outside.
Yeah.
I'm on lunch break.
I'm on lunch break. And this fucker that came in because he has a day off and he wants to do bottomless mimosas. I don't
on a
want that
Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
At 11.
At 11 o'clock. Whatever energy he's stressing you out with, leave
Christ.
that with him. And even though I'm right next to him, bring me with the fresh. I'm just on my 45-minute lunch break.
Yeah.
Here, I just want a Diet Coke and a sandwich.
And the thing is if you really love having that we outside energy, make sure you have outside money. Because having outside money will pay for outside energy. But just constantly saying you outside doesn't mean you have outside money. Don't have outside attitude with an inside budget. That's all I'm saying. Like, for real. Because the people who are posting on Instagram or posting on TikTok and posting on Twitter or whatever other app they're posting on, that they're doing those events, they have the money to do those events. They have the money to pay for those moments. So that's why they are acting the way that they are acting. But you trying to do a wish.com version of that does not make any fucking sense. Like, oh, yo, I have $100. Well, that one video that you saw that you liked online cost them $1,000.
Yeah.
You can't get the same version. You better
Can't go band for band with these TikTok videos.
No, for real. You better get your first round of mimosas and you better make sure you get that boomerang right the first time. Because that's how much you and your friends can afford.
Yeah.
It's fine, man. We don't mind that. We don't care how much money you have.
At all.
Just don't make our jobs harder. That's all we ask. But you had a video you were pulling up.
Something to shift the mood a little bit. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, let's go.
Have you seen the Joker trailer yet?
I have not. I meant to watch it today, and I have not had a moment yet.
It's not that.
It's not that good?
No. It's not that important to this.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You brought
So
it
why
up
did
like
you
it might
ask?
be. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of confused me too.
I can't see. Is the volume?
Yeah, just look to the
Okay,
side.
okay,
That's
I
all
think
they think.
All right.
Okay, so something to fill the dead space.
Read the caption.
Okay, I was just filling dead space. Me 8 hours into my shift, and I ask a customer if I can get them anything else, and they say $1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm actually with this. I love new jokes that are really, really not jokes at all.
That's the same as when you go to a table and you say, "How was everything?" It was terrible. Don't you see my plate is empty?
I'm
Give the
like,
over exaggerated
Okay,
laughter.
I-
Start fucking rolling on the
I have
floor,
to
clutching
say-
your stomach and shit. Fuck. Oh my god, I gotta go. My
I am the
stomach hurts.
corny server. I do it. I know. Look, man,
Rob.
I don't have a lot of things in my arsenal, but if I come back, I see the plate is clean. Like, well, looks like you guys hated it, huh? I don't even know why it's on the menu. I'll just take it back and we'll get you guys a new one. And they eat it up every time.
I would.
They do. They eat it up. I know. Nando thought I was better than this. I'm not.
You see the
I'm
one
not.
dad of the group just like,
Bro, every time, bro.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh, they should
Man.
pay you more. Yeah, they should.
They should. Because I got jokes like this all day. Nando, you thought I was better? I'm not. At least I'm not J. Cole apologizing.
Wow. J. Cole just got it straight for no reason.
J. Cole's getting strays all fucking year, dog.
What
Yo,
the
ain't no
fuck?
apologies in the rap game.
Oh.
Ain't no apologies.
That was way out of our ballpark.
No,
here,
I
buddy.
know. We're not a music podcast, so I won't go in on a 25-minute rant and diatribe.
No, 25 seconds.
25
Go.
seconds. J. Cole, you a bitch. But I also respect that you're a human and you're almost 40 years old and you want to actually protect your peace. I get that. But all we're asking you to do is to rap. You've been saying for the last 5 years that you are the best rapper, and anybody that wants to come at you, that they can actually come at you and you're going to destroy them. The 1 minute that you actually get somebody to come at you, you try to diss them. It was a soft ass diss, and then you apologize for the soft ass diss less than 372 hours later. So fuck you
Less
for
than
that.
372. That's like less than 5011.
3 days, 72 hours.
That's
later.
worse than 5011 times.
50-11 time.
Then came through the club about 5011 times.
You and your friend just need to fucking rap. That's all we ask you guys to do. Nobody asked you guys to like tear each other apart. You guys could have rapped your asses off, lyrically sparred, and then 6 months later, you guys could have apologized, and then you guys could have went on the best fucking rap tour that we ever seen. But no, here the fuck we are. Drake and Kendrick, you're up next. Apparently, they both have disses in the wings that we're waiting to hear. I don't even know if either one of them is going to have the balls to drop it first. Rant over.
Balls drop first.
Balls to drop it first.
Yeah, but I'm just saying balls drops first.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
got
New Year's. Yeah, oh, sorry.
No, I never mind.
Just wanted to be included in there.
with that. But
Drake and Kendrick. stuff.
to come back,
Back to the industry.
yes.
Not
Thank
the
you for
music
that.
industry.
Thank you for that quick little ad break there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate having to fake laugh with those jokes. When they hit you with that, you're like, oh god, I just want to fucking throw this water on you.
Because
so
they
bad."
always make it sound like they just came up with it.
Yeah.
That's mainly the issue. It's
No, they want you to make it seem like they just came up with it. Like it's the first time you've ever heard it.
that's asking a lot of me. Dog, I
Yeah.
just want to clear your plate and clean your table. So
I feel like a hoe telling them that I came. I didn't.
But make me feel good, baby. Make me feel good.
But the fact that you
Not
do the
Monsters
jokes,
Oh,
Ball.
no. You gotta
Not
lean into it.
Monsters Ball. I ain't gonna let that slide. Ain't gonna
Thank
let
you.
that slide.
Thank you.
I ain't letting that slide, sir.
Yo, she
No,
won an
we
Oscar
gotta
for that.
acknowledge
She
that.
won an Oscar for that line.
She had to pull the titty out for an Oscar. She showed them, and they were like, "Cool, MTV Awards." When she pulled one out, I was like, "Oscar."
Oscar.
She pulled the single titty out. That's a woman that's struggling, dude. Now she's a single mom. Now she's a single mom.
Make me feel good, daddy. Make me feel good. Oh man, Oscar material. All right, yeah. What were you saying?
bro, I got no transition here.
He was like, "These motherfuckers just went off. He was just watching. That's cool."
It's fine. That's
Yeah.
what we did with Hallie and Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh God. Shout out to Heath Ledger, man. I wish he lived longer.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, he feels like that A1 bartender who just got good at bartending and then they got a desk job
Oof.
right when they got
Yeah.
good at bartending. And it's like, oh,
And they
they're
were
gone
just a
forever.
master. at
And you
like
just
the
remember
room.
them right at that apex where you were saw them just run a whole bar by themselves and
Yeah.
everything, and just like, oh, or a server who knows the whole menu,
Yeah.
allergy restrictions, gets their ticket right every fucking time, Porter never leaves a spot on the glass. Like
Yeah.
that was Heath Ledger when he went out, man. Like it was just like, they finally figured the game
They
out.
got
and now,
the game.
Then he got a desk job.
And you're just like, oh, you out the game.
That's the worst.
Forever.
That is the absolute worst.
Yeah.
I guess the equivalent is they no call, no showed.
But they no showed forever. Like they just
Yeah,
that was just like
they
their
just-
last.
Which is what happens. That's how it feels when one of your favorite coworkers
Yeah.
does a fucked up no call, no show, but you were out drinking with them, partying with them the
You
night
know
before,
why.
and then they get fired and you never see them again.
Damn.
Then everybody at the work, they still quote everything they used to say.
Oh man. Y'all remember
Man,
when
they've been
he
ledgered.
said-
They've been ledgered.
Damn. They got ledgered is what you
Yeah,
said?
they got ledgered.
I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, he's not even about to ring the bell. Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't ring it. Don't ring it.
You hear what happened to Bobby? Man, he was out last night and man, he no call, no show. He got ledgered, bro.
No,
He got ledgered.
do you know what actually happened to Heath Ledger? Okay.
Well, I've worked at a job where that happened to one of our bussers.
They legit.
They were out. Well, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I think they're still alive, but
Okay.
I'm just saying.
It's like
The
they
next
actually
day,
get
the
ledgered?
next day they were found in the bathroom, passed out.
Ooh, I've seen that same night.
Yeah,
And it's horrible.
yeah, but no, I'm saying they were there the night before and fell asleep. And then when we opened the bar the next day, they were there. So I don't know if they were there from the night before. I think they went home that night because the cleaning crew would have found them.
You're right.
But they opened the shift the next day and then disappeared immediately. And like an hour or two into the shift, no one can find them. And it turns out they were passed out in the bathroom.
I want to give that person credit for showing up.
Nah, they're the ones who got themselves that fucked up.
Yes. Yes. But what I'm saying is just not showing up. They were just like, I can't just not show up. I'm going to show up
That's fair.
and then I'm going to
That's
die.
fair. That's fair. But that would have worked better for them not showing up
Yes.
because
Oh,
passing out in the
100%.
bathroom
Oh, 100%.
during Sunday brunch.
It was, in the long run, a horrible decision.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that they made
It was a
effort-
terminal decision because they got terminated right after.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'll allow.
I'll take that one.
I'll allow.
I'll take that.
I'll allow that one.
I'll take that.
That was a good one.
We've had about 3 detours from wherever you were trying to take us.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
while we figure out where to go next,
Yes.
I did want to say something that happened last week. We actually had a guest. This happened to Garrett. Shout out to Garrett because it was hilarious to watch it happen. So we had this guest that showed up. I don't know, maybe 7:30 on a Saturday. So
Just
You're-
getting the night started.
yeah. And that's how you assume their night's gonna go. I mean, I don't mean to Tarantino this for you, but it does not end that way. Just saying. But Tarantino gave you the end before the beginning. Okay, cool. You gave me a perplexed look. Sorry. But they sat there talking with the bartender, and then when our third bartender came in, they talked to them. I saw them talking to some guests, things like that. They were there for a few hours. And then I had another guest come up to me, and she was talking to me on some like, hey, I'm trying to hang out with you after work shit. And I was like, oh, cool. What's up? Let's talk. Me? Little old me? Well, what do you mean? But then she was like, oh, well, but this other chick was just all over my shit in the bathroom and this and that. And I'm like, what do you mean? And her friend shows me a photo of them like hardcore making out in the bathroom.
Say what?
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, so that just happened. She's like, yeah, she was all up on my shit and this and that. She's like,
That's a
yeah.
little bit more than all up in my shit.
Yeah, no, she was,
Okay.
dude,
I just
you
wanna-
should have,
I
she
just
should
wanna
have charged you
I just want to define what all up in my
all
shit
up in my
is.
shit. When
Yeah.
she said all up in my shit.
Oh,
But I'm just, yeah, she should have charged her the dentist bill because she definitely checked her tonsils. But, but she was like, oh, well, she said she was talking to this one bartender. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. You're the first person to talk to me all night. And she points at Garrett, and I look over, and the girl's like kind of leaning over the bar to talk to Garrett, and I was like, it's a heavy lean. Like, I mean, heavy lean.
Like she might lose her balance lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a stool, you're in a high chair. Act like it. So, yeah, get yourself together. Like that kind of vibe. And, it goes on for a little bit longer. And she's like trying to tell me this and that. And I was like, no. She's been talking to that bartender. So she's like, oh, I thought we were going to go home with you. And I was like, oh, no, whatever, cool. That conversation ends. I go to tell Garrett about the conversation that I just had. He's telling me about the conversation that he just had with the leaner. As we're talking about it, like our backs are towards her. We're facing the actual back bar talking. And I just kind of feel like someone's getting closer to us. And I look over. This woman is climbing over the bar top.
Whoa.
Climbing
whoa.
over.
Hey now.
Slow climb.
No. Oh,
yes.
God.
Trying to get to the back bar to get to Garrett.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Scary hours.
So I'm like, whoa. Hold on. So then we stop her. Garrett gets her to climb back down. I'm thinking she's going to get kicked out at that point. No, we don't kick her out because girls have a longer leash. No pun intended.
I'm not gonna ding that.
That's fair. Because I've seen, but yeah, I thought of a way to. No,
I know.
but never
safe.
mind.
I had about
Play it
5.
safe.
I'm gonna just go ahead and stop where I
Play it safe.
Yeah. Okay.
play it safe. Yeah,
Safe.
bow out. So then I look over at the other end of the bar, and now she's at the very end of the bar where the server station is, and she's
And the thing's down.
the thing's down.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing that she's standing where the servers are also standing. So in my mind, why haven't any of these servers kicked her out of there yet? They're just trying to be nice. And again, because she's a female, she has a little bit more leeway in this situation.
I appreciate the switch up there.
I saw his face
Yeah.
and I was like, yes. All right, cool. Then I notice she's trying to go under the swing arm. And that's when we finally like grab her. Like the manager comes up, grabs her, the servers grab her, and they pull her away. And then they start dragging her out. The whole time she's just laughing and smiling and talking or whatever. I hear at the end of the night, as she was being drug out, she swung on the manager. So they got her to
Whoa.
the front of the venue. And once they get her to the front of the
And then
venue,
they jumped her. No. Okay.
no. Once they get her to the front of the venue, then the manager's like, all right, I'm going back inside, and leaves her with the security guard. Shout out to David. But leaves her with the security guard. And I'm just telling this third, fourth hand. So I'm sure there's some parts that I am missing or just didn't hear. But after she's handed off to the security guard and his job to keep her out, she tries to swing on the security guard. And he was saying that their punch was so telegraphed is almost like she airmailed it. Like she wrote a letter and sent it off to him. That's how long it took for the. Yeah. So she missed on that. And so eventually, they call like security, like the block security, the area security or something like that to come get her because now she's trying to fight our security guard. All I know is eventually the cops show up and then she swung on the cops.
All right, miss. Now you just don't know who to fight and who not to fight.
Yeah.
You deserve to just spend the night in the
And
jail.
and this is one of those where
Yeah.
yeah, and this is one of those because of where they were sitting and where the whole night went. We know no one put anything in their drink because the entire time that they were there, either they or we put a napkin over their drink. We kept an eye on it because she came in alone. So all of us had already discussed amongst ourselves to make sure this person's going to be okay and no one touches their drinks and everything like that. So I want to make sure everyone knows this isn't one of those things that we're making fun of someone who may have been drugged. If they were drugged, it was. I'm not trying to presume anything. Maybe it's something that might have happened in the bathroom, but that sounds like that was something they were happily partaking in from what I've heard. But I know their actual drinks, nothing happened to their drinks because the way we do it is you put a napkin on, especially if you're telling us, hey, I'm coming back, and we know you're coming back. No matter whether you're male, female, or whatever, we kind of move your drink closer to us, so we have a little bit more authority over it to make sure that nothing happens to it.
Right.
So for all of us, we were just kind of confused as to how the fuck her night ended with her in handcuffs. But yeah,
Jesus Christ.
So,
Yeah.
I just want.
cry.
Christ. What did she think was gonna happen when she got to Garrett? That they would just start.
I don't know.
Madly making.
I would
They were
love
just
to
gonna
know.
fuck right on the bar.
Yeah, you never know.
Shout out to Garrett.
Shout out to Garrett.
2, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to this. I am not a woman, but the idea of going out solo dolo to a bar as a woman, to specifically a dark bar, it just sounds and feels really fucking scary. I mean, clearly it happens, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, whatever.
Yeah,
But the way
yeah, we definitely don't want to. We don't want to get into a thing of trying to tell people what they should or shouldn't do, or what
No.
should or shouldn't feel
You know,
comfortable for them.
Sorry, can I rephrase
I
it?
feel like. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't quite complete my thought before I started speaking it. But I think going to a bar solo dolo and getting that drunk.
Yeah,
I think that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
More specifically, like that just seems very not wise.
right. Which is also to say you don't want to be that drunk even in a group, but doing it alone is even more dangerous.
Yes.
You know, which is why we're talking about it.
Right.
Because we all felt bad for her that we had to kick
That's
her
where
out.
I'm coming from. Just like,
We
I just
felt bad
feel
kicking
like-
her out
Yeah.
because she was alone. And then I hear like 5-10 minutes later, like, oh, she swung on the cops. She got arrested. I'm like, it's kind of hard for me to continue feeling bad for you
Where are
because
your peoples?
what's going on? Why are
Yeah.
you here?
Yeah.
You should be somewhere else.
Yeah. Sorry, that was what I meant to say more so than like women.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
But
good.
yeah.
It's good. We covered
Yeah.
that.
What is the funniest, craziest thing somebody has
Good switch.
offered you in exchange for free or extra booze?
For my what?
What has somebody offered
I'm gonna take a bath.
it-
You do that.
What has somebody offered you in exchange for free or extra booze in their cocktail?
What somebody offered?
Something other than like money. Something that was just either crazy, wild, or just like, whoa. What's something like, oh, hey, yeah, I'll I don't know, I'll just throw an example out there, like, oh, I'll give you my number, or I'll take. Or that's a poor example, but like,
I mean,
other than money, what is something like somebody said they'll do for you, give you whatever, something like that in
Man.
exchange for extra alcohol?
I definitely feel like dates have been offered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. And I took those dates. Depends on like if I'm interested or not.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've definitely like and yeah, I mean it's like whatever, cool. If especially 9 times out of 10, it's been like rapport has been built, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not just like you just come up and you just Joe Schmo or Sally Smo. I don't know what the female version of that is, but yeah, but like it's not just out of the blue. It's like, oh, we've been kind of talking and bantering and just like, yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, all right, cool. Well, take me on a date. All right, well, what you gonna do for me? Da, 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 da. And so yeah, I think, but that's not
Date,
wild.
huh?
A
Is
date.
that like the best one? Like, is that like the best thing or craziest thing?
I
or-
don't know. I think my demeanor is such that people don't try to do too much to try to ask me for extra. And a lot of times my response is so just like, I don't even know what you're trying to ask me right now because it sounds like you want me to give you a double. And so
Yeah.
I'll give you a double. Yeah, I'm so kind of like locked in a lot of time unless I build rapport and I'm actually kind of kicking it with you and chopping it up with you. If it's just like an exchange of like, what do you want? Let me get that for you. I'm just strictly logic. And I literally had this other day where like 4 women like walked up and like they were, yeah, that's the thing. They don't I don't get the offer that much. They just ask, can you hook it up a lot? So it's 4 women. I'm literally dealing with like one of side of like our bar, the wood. It's like they call it wood one. You're dealing with about 3 or 4 things going on at once because like I have the entire wood here. I'm also kind of taking tickets from production to help them out with that. And then I'm also the person that has to deal with all the people that walk up. So like that to me is kind of the most like heavy laborious like job of like the positions at the bar. And so I'm dealing with all of that, and these 4 women walk up and they clearly don't know exactly what they want, or they're trying to decide what they want. So like I'm trying to pull it out of them, and like one of them will order and they'll be like, I want an espresso martini. Cool, do you want that with vodka? Yes. Okay. I also want an espresso martini. Do you want that with vodka? Yes. And then another one, I want an espresso martini with vodka. No, I want mine with tequila. Bitch, okay, clearly if I'm asking that, just come in with I want a tequila espresso martini. And then I literally have to like, as one woman orders, the next one I have to ask them like, hey, does anybody else need anything? Because I want to make all of these together so I can get y'all the fuck out of my face. And so yeah, so it was already, and then the 4th person asked for some version of a French 75. But she's like, you got me, right? And then I'm just like, huh? Yeah, no, I got you. Cool. But
yeah, I got your order.
no, that's what I'm telling her.
Yeah.
That's why I say, like, no, I got you. I heard you. Yes, a French 75. Got it. Cool. It's like, no, but do you got me? I'm
wink,
like,
wink, nudge, nudge, whistle, whistle.
I was like, I just said I got you. What else do you want from me? It's like, no, she like, but you got me. And I was like, and I look at her friend. I was like, do you understand what the hell she's saying? Because I told her I got her, and we're still having a conversation, and y'all drinks are not getting made. What's going on? And she's like, oh, she's trying to be funny with you. And I'm just like, okay. And I just go about making the drinks.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry to answer you. Yeah.
I just wonder, is that worth the one time that it works?
And I don't think so.
My favorite part about that was the awkward. Okay. And then you kind of just leave them there wondering like, so is he going to do that? Or
Yeah.
what? It's like,
And then they take a sip before they tip you. They're like, oh, let me see. Yeah, you were gonna tip me that anyway, or less. I don't really care.
It is irrelevant. It was irrelevant.
Yeah,
and it's Sorry to derail from your actual question, but yeah, I haven't had any like funny offers for me to hook it up. I've just gone on dates with women that I did hook it up for, and so yeah.
What about you?
No.
Nothing in exchange
No,
for
what normally happens for me is
that wasn't money.
they do something trying to get something. I think my energy is very different from yours. My energy is very much show and tell. You got to show me a titty. You got to pull your phone out with the contact list open. They got to be more overt. Because I'm so dialed into what I'm doing, they have to get my attention with something. So usually it's not with words. Because words weren't working before because I wasn't paying attention. I just kept doing what I was doing.
Well, that's more or less what I was telling him is that unless we've already been talking and building up some type of rapport,
right?
I'm in just logical mode of you tell me the thing you need, I go get you the thing that you need. I'm going to make it the best of my ability and make it look pretty or whatever you want. But just tell me and I go do it. But like if you were trying to break from that particular interaction to do something more, especially if you're just not that hot to catch my attention to begin with, you're going to have to like do something to kind of catch my attention. And telling me you got me is not going to be.
And the people the people who try that with me, they mostly try it this way. They try it like, oh, you got me, right? And I'm like, no, I don't. You didn't help me get this job, and you're not going to help me get another one. So there's that. I'm saying as far as, it was the way I interpreted the question was more of on a flirtatious level of people trying to get something from you using their sex appeal. And usually the times that I've had that happen, it's they do something or provide something on the front end saying, well, since I've done that, you're going to take care of me. And they're right. I'll be honest. It worked on Saturday. I had a girl, she did something and she was like, so you got me on that vodka Red Bull, right? And I was like, yeah. because I had one that I could buy. I know what I can buy for the night. I hadn't been buying anyone around because nobody did what she did. So when she did, I was like, "That's worth a vodka Red Bull."
I'm
That's
sorry.
how I looked at
Did
it.
you say what she did? My bad.
Yeah, no, I didn't say what she did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just checking.
that's between me and her. But she
Respect.
did it, and it was worth a vodka Red Bull for her and her homie because I already had an account that I could use for it. You got to play it smart.
These thumbs are 2 vodka Red Bulls for you.
Well, for me, I just looked at the notes and I remember a couple weeks back I was working this one event, and people were decent crowd or whatever, this and that. And then I had noticed this one group of girls or whatever, they would come up and occasionally order. And one of them just like was like always just had resting bitch face. So I wasn't expecting this from her. But, you know, after a few drinks, people get loose. And then so I'm making their drinks and shit.
Microphone.
So I'm making their drinks and shit. And then I'm making her whatever. She's like, "Oh, can you can you make it strong for me?" And my usual bit, and I was just like making it. I'm like, "Well, give me a reason." She's like, "I'll show you my tits." And I was like, I paused. I was like,
You didn't see that coming.
I did it. I wasn't prepared for that.
Because often they don't give you a reason.
They don't give me a reason.
He was
They
blinded
just
by
kinda-
the headlights.
Yeah.
Like I was already just
Literally.
like, I already know how this was gonna go down. Like I was like,
Ring the fucking bell.
that was a good one. Sorry, I was just trying to get through my thing. But yeah,
He was
usually
too
when I
busy
throw that out,
blinded by the headlights.
Yet again.
usually when I throw that out there, they freeze up. So I'm like, yeah, okay, shut the fuck up. But I was like, give me a reason. She's like, I'll show you my tits. And I was like, and I thought about it for a minute. And it was like a freeze frame in the movie. I was like, all right.
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
So I did freeze frame for that moment. I'm like, well, I have two options. I can A, see titties, right? Cool. Or B, think about it logically, because it's like, well, the way I
Titties
look at
don't
it,
pay the bills.
not only that, but like, just like as a man, it's like, well, I'm not gonna be able to do anything with them.
Yeah.
Sure, they'd be nice to look at in that moment. It's great, but it's like, and that's it.
You should have let her show you her titties, and then you pour a shot into a glass and let her see it. Price for a price. You let me see the titties, I let you see the shot.
Here you go. It's diabolical. So I forgot what I told her. I was like, oh, I remember. So she said that, and after I got him on my freeze frame, I was like, I can't pay my rent with that, and proceeded to make the drink the way I did.
I thought you were going to see titties. I literally thought.
I ain't no simp. Money comes first. I'm sorry.
Lead to titties.
I'm sorry. Nah.
All right.
Very beautiful girl, but I was like,
I was caught by
nah.
surprise with that story.
I was caught off guard, but I was like, nah, she can't see that. She got me with that one. I was just like, I can't pay my bills with that. There you go. And but she laughed it off. Like it was like we had a small laugh, and I was like, that did make me chuckle a little bit after I turned around. So I just gave her a half. After a shot on the side. I was like, yeah, that's for the laugh.
Yeah.
And I told the owner, I told Brandon about it. I was like, man, this shit happened to me last night. I was like, yeah, this girl said, yeah, I'll show you my tits. And he's like, so did you see him?
Exactly.
He was like encouraging. He was like, yeah. He's like, did you see him? I was like, no, I told her I couldn't pay my rent. He's like, damn, I would have gave her the free shot.
With all those people who didn't give you a tip, she was willing to show you too, and you didn't take a look.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
They don't pay my
Stronger
bills.
man than I, sir.
I know.
Stronger man than I.
No,
But again, like I just think about it. Like that's it.
Because
They're there and gone, and
that's what I mean.
And it's like,
when
all right, well.
one of the times it happened to me recently, she showed me her tits before she paid, and therefore she paid less. She didn't ask any questions. She was just like, titties. And I was like, you know what? I can mark this bill down a little bit. Just a little bit. You know? Like,
I just looked
all
at
you
it.
got was the Red Bull. You didn't get the vodka.
I also thought about it as like I wanted to be the one bartender that it didn't work on.
Where the fuck the morals?
That's a
get
hell
you
of a
these
hill to
fucking
die
guys?
on.
Yeah, like,
I
what
don't
the
know,
fuck is
man.
that?
I don't know. It's fucking weird and stupid. Whatever.
He slowly dies while
Yeah.
shaking a tin.
Didn't work on me.
Just dies on that hill.
Not gonna see them
I
tits.
should have saw the.
You're gonna get the
titties.
1.5
you know what?
ounce spec that we
I
got.
was fine not seeing them, and I'm fine still not seeing them.
Yeah, but
Clearly
you would
you're
have
still
been
talking
finer
about
if
not
It was
seeing
on
them.
the list of things to talk about. It's not that I'm
Okay.
thinking about.
you would
that.
have been finer if you saw the titties.
Would it have made the story a
I
little
would
bit
have felt
better?
better.
Maybe.
I would have felt.
You
better.
would have felt better
Yeah.
for me, but like me,
Yeah.
it's like nah.
I always feel better when you see titties. I'm that kind of friend. I don't have to see the titties. I just need to know that a friend of mine saw them.
My friend's seen some titties.
My
I
friend
feel
saw some
better
titties,
already.
man.
Shout out to him.
I feel
and
like
those
Charles
titties.
S. Dutton.
I was more concerned about the money.
That's fair. No, you were
Like,
still
hey.
getting the money.
I'll take both.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I was in Vegas this past weekend.
Speaking of titties,
Speaking of titties, for various reasons, we did not make it to a strip club. We can talk about that.
I've
off-
never been to a strip club in Vegas.
That's not always. The South
That's what
has
I've
the-
heard.
The South has the best strip
Oh,
clubs.
I know. I'm from the South.
Yeah, that's why I figured you have first hand.
That's why I don't go to strip clubs out here.
It's so disappointing,
Yes.
especially if you've
Yes.
seen strip clubs in the South.
I've never been to a
Yes.
strip club
in your life.
in my life.
That's why you didn't see those titties. Good Lord, what is wrong with this man?
I
It's
just
called dating a Latina.
no. This is even before that. This is even before that.
Fair.
It's never appealed to me.
I get where
just-
you're coming from, but I don't wanna.
But the way I'm thinking about it, it makes sense. It's just I don't see the appeal.
I'm at a point right now where
Because you weren't there to see the appeal, nigga.
Yeah,
Shit.
but also like it's just.
I mean, if you're on you can't even get inside the club. You can't. You hating from outside
Yeah.
the club.
I'm not hating on it. It's just like it's. Not,
I wouldn't pay for
although
those titties while sitting outside.
Yeah.
You can't.
You
Although-
don't know what titties you're missing.
Although my friend Kat, shout out to Kat, she she tried to take me to a strip club for like my 25th birthday, I think, and we were unsuccessful because two of our friends, either forgot their IDs or some shit like that, so they couldn't get in. So I was just like, they blindfolded me. So they took me out for my birthday, and then they're like, "All right, we're gonna go one more place," and they blindfolded me, blasted the music, so I couldn't hear anything or say anything.
Man, those are real friends right there.
Real ass
Yeah.
Ain't nobody blindfolded me for
and
shit,
I was
even in
just
my
like,
own
"Fuck,
house.
where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going?" And I'm like, "Are we going to a fucking strip club? Are we going to a strip?" And it was oh my god, what was the one on Phoenix right after the
Jaguars.
Yes, that's where they took me.
Love Jaguars.
That's where they were trying to take me.
Love Jaguars.
So we pull up, and then we're walking. I'm like, "Are we at a fucking strip club?" Sure enough, there it is. Big old white building. I was like, motherfuckers, because they know I had never been and never. I wasn't like, oh, I want to go somewhere. I was just like, I don't care to. I've never been, but we didn't go in, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, Jaguars is the closest to I've seen
Oh,
to
that's
a
just ghetto
stripper.
now.
To a what?
It's ghetto now.
Oh,
Ghetto
yeah.
as fuck.
Then that means it's completed its evolution.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
like,
it
yeah.
is the closest I've seen to a southern strip club on the not west coast, because Arizona is not a coastal state, but on the west side.
Yeah,
That's the closest I've seen to a southern strip club.
Yeah.
Like where the energy is there, the music is there, the vibe, like everything
Yeah.
just kind of fits. But yeah, motherfuckers in Phoenix don't know how to treat anything good. So
No, they
obviously
don't.
it turned into what it's turned into, because you could see that when we were there before.
yeah.
It's just it's a symptom of something good being put in a place where it cannot grow.
Yes.
You
The
know.
the soil is not.
Like planting a flower in the desert, which
Yeah.
is literally what they
Literally
did.
It is. Literally,
That's
it
what
is.
they did.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
planted a flower in the desert.
Yeah.
You know.
That sucks.
But
Well,
again, I just never saw the appeal to it. It's like
I
I'm gonna
would
pay this
say-
money to see titties that I can't touch. You know, maybe get a
Can't
half
touch
chub going on or something like that. You're not supposed to. At least that's what I've been told.
Depending on the state and the
Yeah,
city.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the
but
rules,
like
yeah.
that's the way I rationalize it. I'm gonna pay this money just to not, you know. It's like
I
I,
feel where
don't
you're
see
coming
the
from.
point.
I personally,
To each their own, though. To each their own.
currently right now, I would say I only really like going to strip clubs with women involved as well, because they just make it a little bit more fun. Like going with like a group of like 6 guys where we're huddled around a table.
Yeah, that
like,
seems
trying to,
kinda
like,
weird.
Throw money to bring like that doesn't really appeal to me. But like when you go with women,
I don't like going to strip clubs with more than 2 or 3 guys if
Well, yeah.
there's not women involved.
Yes,
I'm
I get that's
sorry.
what I'm basically getting.
Yeah.
To. Yeah, because like I just like it was actually a wedding in North
Wait.
Carolina that I went to.
Pause real quick. Now
Yeah.
that makes me think because all the friends that I had there at that time, I was friends with all women, so it was just me and 4 other girls. So
You
now I'm
probably
wondering
would've
like
you would have had the best
what
time,
how
bro.
that night would have gone down.
You should be sadder that you didn't go.
Bro,
Now I'm
it's
curious.
just a much
Because they
better
weren't gonna let me
experience.
pay for anything. So I was just kind of
Dude.
curious as to like how that night would have went down.
It
Imagine,
would've been fun, bro.
this is the equivalent of
Huh.
hearing a Christian say, "I almost made it to heaven," but then they were like, "Yo, we got to go take communion, and somebody forgot the wafers, so we're not
That
gonna
one
do
day,
it."
so you
And he's
just-
like, "All right, well, I guess heaven's not that good. It's not for me.
You were right there.
Let me
No.
just go over to
Yeah.
Scientology because why the fuck not?"
Dude,
It's just I don't know, man. It's like
going to a
that.
strip club with women, in my experience,
Absolutely
is
the best.
1,000
Absolutely the
times better
best.
than just going with like your homies or whatever.
Yeah.
They appreciate the women. The women.
It's
that
like
are
going to
stripping
a buffet with
appreciate
fat people. You know you gonna eat good. Fuck that. It's not on. They're not on the bullshit, man. They're going there to eat, bro.
They're gonna find
You're
the best
go-
one
yo,
No,
with the
they're just
deal.
like-
You
they're
gonna
like,
learn
no,
some
this mac and
shit.
cheese is 2 minutes too long.
Talk
I
about
want the fresh
talk about
mac and
secret
cheese.
menus.
Yeah.
Oh
they
my
know
God.
They know them.
I'm
Yeah.
telling
Shout
you,
out OCB, man.
going in,
Old
going
Country
going to
Buffet.
a strip club with women is the
Y'all
only
had
way
Old
to
Country
go.
Buffet too.
Yeah, I had it in Chicago.
That shit was
OCB.
great growing up. Woo!
Good old
That was the
OCB.
shit.
Yeah,
that was the shit growing
the
up.
shit.
That was a treat when I was a little kid and we got to go to we never called it OCB, but Old Country Buffet. It was like
Oh, I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Old Country Buffet.
Oh,
It was-
I'm from the South, Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
I don't know why Golden Corral just always grossed me out for some reason.
Yeah,
You know, because you didn't grow up in the South. We didn't have an Old Country Buffet.
But
We
it's
had
literally the
Golden
same
Corral.
thing,
I
though.
know, but I
But
grew
for
up in
some
the South.
reason-
some reason
It's
Old Country
like
Buffet
Carl's
just-
Jr. and Hardee's.
Old Country
Yeah.
Buffet just had this not prestige, but just like this aura about it of like you go there, you know the food's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh
Yeah.
man.
Golden
Hey,
Corral.
there's something to be said for
Golden
that.
Corral was just too commercial, maybe.
I just went in there and I just saw too many people breathing on my food, and I was just like, this shit feels gross.
Where I grew up, man, Golden Corrals, they didn't do it like that.
Word.
Golden Corral was like it was the beauty and essence of buffets.
Oh,
Yo, speaking. Sorry,
dang,
we're so off
you know
track
what?
right now. But
back to
speaking
the
of-
strip club thing about going with the.
No,
wedding
let him
party?
finish what
Oh,
he's
Oh, no,
saying
no, no.
because he got something.
Speaking of beauty and Essex, I went to the one in Vegas. We decided to do dinner there
Okay.
on Friday night.
How was that?
I've never been to the one here in LA, so I was just
And
like,
you
oh,
never
shit,
will.
Beauty and Essex.
You
He
never
said,
will.
and I never fucking will.
Rest in piss. You won't be missed.
Overpriced, not that great. It's okay at best.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally
it's a more expensive redacted.
100%.
It
And that's why I was
really
like trying to
is.
tell my friend because we were just walking away. I was like, I think it was okay. He was like, nah, none of like literally everybody's dish. They were just like,
It's
it
a
was
it's
okay.
a well done steak with the gold leafing on
yeah.
it, the gold fucking trim on it. That's what that is.
Yeah. And we were
Mm.
just like, it was cool, but clearly this is a spot all about the ambiance and saying I went to Beauty and Essex kind of thing.
Which
But-
no one cares about anymore, which is what everyone of substance in this industry said from the beginning.
about
If
them specifically?
well, no, not about them specific, but
Yeah.
just about the dining experience.
Okay.
If you're only catering to trying to give people what they think they want, which is you comping their bill, giving them food that's it can be imaginative, but it's been trimmed down several layers to make it more palatable for everyone. So now the flavor that the chef who created this dish, the flavor that they were inspired by, it has a hint of it at best. When you make that your entire fucking personality, like we said last week when Junior was here, talking about people who are from New York, but they make it their whole personality. That was the restaurant version of that. It's not that being from New York is a bad thing. It's not that the food at a place that is like that is bad. It's just that when it becomes the only thing that you are about and you're so worried about hitting these particular notes that went through these focus groups and these tests and this and that, So who the fuck were you asking? You were asking a group of people what was the one thing that would get a group of people in. But if you're so worried about getting just a group of people in, the moment that it no longer becomes viable for that group to go there, when it makes no sense for them to go there because they don't care, then your business suffers and then it closes. But if you keep it truer to what the whole concept was conceived in, which, nothing against, Chef Santos. I've never had anything against Chef Santos. He's never said anything negative towards me. And that's why I feel like, part of the stuff where we talk about beauty, I don't know anything about Santos like that. Like, I don't have a problem with him. Like, he's accomplished more than I have. And even if he hadn't, I'm not going to talk shit on something someone else has created. But when you create something and then you let it get turned into something that you never really envisioned it to be, and you get lost in what it has become because your idea was co-opted, then you are just as much to blame in that particular instance. So a location like that closing in Los Angeles, for whatever reasons it would have closed, it never should have closed. Ever. And it never should have been run the way that it was run when we were there 2 years ago. We were seeing things that made no sense. And it's not about beauty. I'm talking about all the places that are like that. You see these places that the people who work there, they know that it's not being run right. They know that it's being run into the ground. They know we're going to close soon if we don't make changes. And then the people at the top never do anything about it because half the people at the top didn't start with a company, know nothing about the concept, nothing
Probably
about that.
never even worked down on the floor
At all. Yeah. It's just, you take an idea, capitalism is a thing, and I'm not against capitalism. We're doing everything we can to be a part of it, obviously, but I'm also saying you got to stay true to what it is that brought you into this. Whatever concept you created needs to be the concept that you die on that hill for. That's your baby. If you have multiple concepts, you should be willing to die for each one of your babies, or don't put it out there. Don't let someone else take your creation and turn it into something that is so bland and so many steps removed from your original concept that the people who supported you from the beginning no longer want to support it. Because if that's what it is, that's when it dies on the vine. You don't get grapes, you just get fucking raisins.
I like raisins.
Fucking hate raisins.
I love raisins. But you don't
hate
want
raisins?
you don't want raisins when you're asking for grapes, is what I'm saying.
That's fair enough.
Because that's what I felt was happening with that place when we worked there.
Yeah,
it's just it was a great concept when it was conceptualized. But you try to branch it out there and put it into so many different areas, and then you lose the reason that you created it, man.
The one in Vegas sucks equally.
Sorry,
I
took it in this direction.
Man. You had to get that shit off. We didn't make it to a strip club, but we had a great time. But we were just talking about this, like what servers and bartenders have to go through, and it was just funny because we got like one of those cabanas at some day club, and shit was just funny because every time a bottle came out, like the girls had to come out and they had to do this weird little two-step.
I would pay more for them not to do it.
Same. The two, yeah. But like and then it got to a point where like me and my homie would like count how many times they were doing. I think we got up to 25. I think they had to do 25 to 30 times. And it's just like, at this point, I see the bottle and my empty fucking cup.
Can I just have the bottle?
Can I pour a shot? I will let you do your dance if you need, but like I'm just really thirsty at this point, and I want that shit.
That reminds me of that dude on fucking social media. I know he's on TikTok and IG where he stitches together those scenes of people doing like these elaborate servings, and he's just standing there like waiting to pay or whatever. The one brother.
I haven't seen it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Next time I find one, I'm going to send it to you. I know you've seen it. But there's just one where he does it so well. It'll just be people doing TikTok dances or whatever at work. And it's him just standing there with like
Literally.
his receipt, like, "Hey, can you like check me out or something?" But he never says a word. But you
just can
feel
his
it.
energy is just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I just want
Vegas
go.
is like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go next month though.
I mean, it's a time.
Yeah,
It's a great
I want to
time.
go. We haven't gone. We haven't gone in 2 years. But one of our homies is.
I went recently. This early.
Oh yeah, you've gone.
Yeah.
I haven't gone in 2 years. Fuck, I haven't gone in 2 years. Anyway, yeah, one of our homies is going out there next month, so I want to try to go catch him out there.
Hit it
Especially because he's going during the time that I normally would be working, so I won't be there during that. But I want to go there when the locals go out, Tuesday through Wednesday, or no, Monday through Wednesday,
Monday through Wednesday.
just the locals.
Hit the streets.
Come home on a Thursday. Yeah, that works. You know, do you like to go out at a time where, especially with you working in the service industry, did you have a topic you were about to key up? Because I actually had a question.
No, I was just looking at the time.
That was why I was doing that. I was closing us out.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
same page.
Felt it as well.
But when you go out, like on one of your off days, off nights, or something like that, do you ever feel, I wish I had a Saturday night off? Or do you like going out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Monday night?
The only reason I would think about, damn, I wish I had a weekend night off. Damn, that was tough to say. Would be just because that's when the majority of friends have their nights off, and so when they're planning stuff like birthdays and such, I kind of have to plan around that or get a shift covered and whatnot. But for me personally, it's when everybody else is out and I'm so much, and I hate people. And so I'm just very much like, let me just go chill at a local spot and just enjoy a meal there and kick it with the bartenders or whoever those little locals are and like get a drink there. I just enjoy that vibe so much more than like the lit crew or we outside. The we outsides. I'm just not trying to be outside.
The we outside crew, the walks.
The walks.
Oh, the walks.
That is the name of the fucking
The we outside crew. Oh,
yeah.
Man, it's getting real walky in here.
It's getting real walky.
Waka 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 waka.
Yes, and I fucking, the thing is because
The 90s called.
I felt bad for it. I know.
The 90s called.
And I left them on call waiting because I'm that old.
No, you answered. You fucking answered. That was
you
funny.
check caller ID.
They didn't have caller ID in the 90s.
They did.
We did.
Yeah?
Yeah. Trust me. I used
Late
it.
90s.
Yeah. Nah.
Nah, it was mid 90s. Yeah.
The
90s
was mid.
It was. I
90s were
enjoyed the
great.
fuck
Nah,
out
I
of it.
loved the 90s.
It was, but like the caller ID was a separate fucking device. It was weird. Like your landline had 3 different
Yo,
devices.
I didn't think anybody else remembered that.
No, yeah,
I
because
remember
like,
having
you had
those.
your landline, then it was attached to your answer machine, and that was attached to your caller ID. And they were all 3 separate devices. You had to figure out ways to get them.
My house didn't
You
have
had
a
a
caller
trace
ID.
buster, and you had a trace buster, and you had a trace buster. That's a
Okay.
big hit. Only movie connoisseurs know the big hit.
Boom,
Yeah.
boom. I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. What was the question that you asked? It just derailed. You said waka waka.
Oh,
fucking
we outside
crew.
Yeah, so basically, I don't want to be outside.
Do you
with
prefer
them.
being out
Yeah.
on the weekends or weekdays?
My thing is like
Yeah.
I deal with them so much that I just want to avoid them at all costs when I'm actually outside. I just get triggered and annoyed really quickly. And I think maybe as I get older, the annoyance happens quicker and quicker. And so
Yeah, you sound old as shit right there with
yeah,
that
I
one.
know. It is. I don't know. It is what it is. I just want my drink and my food and just like, I'll kick it with my homies, but
You just want your drink and your 2-step.
I do like the 2-step. I do like the 2-step, fucker.
Get my drink, get my 2-step.
but like,
my
I
drink, get
2-step
my
with a little
2-step, and
swag, though.
it's on,
Yeah.
It's on, and I'm on. He knows what song I'm singing, right? No?
I wasn't listening. I was
Boom.
writing a note, and so I was just more focused on that than
Boom.
anything else.
But I
Yes,
I
go
feel
on.
you. I feel
What
you on
about
that
you?
one. I feel you on that one. Although sometimes when there are nights, like I think we had like last week when it was like the 4 or 5 of us that went out. It would have been nice to go to we did. We ended up going to Golden Gopher, which
Yeah.
on a Wednesday.
We went to several places that night.
But Golden Gopher was definitely the one on a Wednesday, which I've been now told Golden Gopher's like that almost every night. Like they're solid every
Golden
fucking
Gopher
night.
is the same every
Yeah,
night.
it's a
Yeah.
DTLA staple.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
I
very much.
didn't realize, like I wasn't familiar with their game, so, but I am now.
You are
But
now.
but
I
it
apologize.
would be,
I was not familiar with your game. Yo, Golden Gopher is that place.
But it would be
is-
nice
It
to
is
have
the
a place
same
like that.
place that I would tell people Tavern on 7th was, and then we went to Tavern on 7th that same night, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
damn.
they only pop
It
on
was
the
like
weekends.
going to a strip club and then finding out that your favorite stripper had 2 kids while you were gone. You're like, this is not what I remember. I'm sorry. I told people that you were her, and obviously we've all moved on.
But yes, I do like going out when it's slow, but on rarely it'd be nice to go out on a night where it can be a little bit more lively
Thursdays.
on some of the slower places, such as that one. Like, oh, you can go in there and catch a decent vibe or something like that.
To me,
Rarely.
Thursdays are the industry's Saturdays, in my opinion, because you get that right amount of, I mean, for lack of a better term, I guess civilians or whatever, but people non-service, normies. You get the non-service industry people out that night. Maybe they have Friday off, or they're just like, hey, I'm feeling froggy. I want to go out late on a Thursday because fuck Fridays. It's casual Fridays. I'm feeling casual on a Thursday. But, between the mixture of that and then the mixture of people who work the service industry but have Thursdays off, I feel like Thursdays is the best day for service industry people to go out and enjoy the very thing that we do amongst the people who are a part of what we do in real time. So Thursdays are by far my favorite days to go out. Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about what I said, and somehow or another, I always end up at Fight Club on Friday and Saturday nights.
Except for last Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Because we were looking for you.
I was in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was in Vegas. But
that's fair.
Generally, I still end up in there on Fridays and Saturdays. So maybe I'm not practicing what I preach.
I don't think any of us do at this point.
Yeah. Nah.
Especially not at the end of the episode. Don't take us seriously by this point in the episode. Doing the best we can with what we have.
We're just here. But yeah, I go in there with this like brain or this thought that like, oh, I'm just gonna go in there, just get a drink and kick it with my fellow bartenders. And then I walk in, I'm just like, fuck am I thinking? It's a Friday night, it's 9 or 10 p.m. It's lit. And then I'm gonna get a drink and I'm gonna meander and then end up running into regulars or talking with somebody.
Somebody's gonna buy you a drink, and another person's gonna buy you a drink.
Yep.
And next thing you know, you walked in and you're wobbling out.
Yeah.
Walk in, wobble out.
That's a great place to land this plane.
The WeWo?
WeWo. A WeWob.
No, WeWo. It's not WeHo, it's WeWo. Walk in, wobble out. So WeWo.
That's
And on that note, let's try something different. I just had an idea, and let's see if it works.
Boom.
If you had to leave, say we'll treat this as leaving your bar until your next shift. If you had something that you could leave to your coworkers and or guest until your next shift, what would be the one thing you would say on this episode to leave with either a coworker and or a guest? Like just your parting gift for this episode.
Turn your fucking flash off.
There you go.
I can't see shit.
Grab the fucking menus from out of their fucking way after they've placed their order.
Yeah.
I could give a whole thing on that.
Pick up your menus.
It's just a fucking pet peeve of mine. Like, clear the fucking space. It makes things easier when they get up. It's one less thing to pick up.
For me, it would be have your payment ready, please. The amount of time that someone will order something from me and watch me make the entire order, especially when it's multiple drinks, and then I'll put all of the drinks in front of them, and they are just the whole time just watching. And then I'm like, open or close. They looked at that one fucking
Bro.
Start hand boning.
Stomp
dude
the yard.
looking for his card.
Oh, shit.
Please have your order ready. Have your money ready. Please.
Yeah,
I just want to leave you with that.
Man, make a suggestion.
Go ahead.
Because I've gotten over that as well, because I don't have time to wait for it, especially because I gotta keep on moving around the bar. Literally, I'll take the order, and literally as I'm walking away, we're gonna need a card to start to close or open that tab, and I just do like this as I'm walking away, and then they start the process. So by the time I come back with their drinks, they have it ready for me.
Yeah, that don't work where I work.
It doesn't work.
Not where I work.
Like, even when they order it, and you'd be like, "Hey, do you want to open or close it?"
Because what happens is, what they see is, what's your order? Take your order. Cool. Come out with your order.
No, but even like before you walk away with the order.
No, what I'm saying is they're not listening anymore.
Oh, after they put their order.
Me going like this and saying whatever, they've already like trained their mind into, I need to watch him work.
Oh my God.
I need to watch what he's making.
Fuck out of here.
And so me doing this or doing whatever, they're like, huh? I'm breaking them out of it.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't work where I work.
Damn.
So it's a good idea. I've seen it work at other places. I've implemented it myself as well. So it's a really good idea. It just doesn't work everywhere.
Yeah.
At some point, it's on the guests to know what they want by the time we get to them. And if you don't, yeah, I will help you figure it out. But the moment I turn around to start making your drink,
please,
you already know you got to pay for it.
Yes.
You know that. There's no matter what, I'm either going to ask for payment or I'm going to ask for a card to hold the tab to wait for payment. But either way, you've done your part by ordering the drink. Just prepare for the next part.
Right.
Make sure you have payment for me.
Don't
make it awkward.
You've been here before.
Don't ask me if I got my nut. You haven't given me the card yet. Of course I haven't. You know I ain't came yet. You ain't gave me the card. All right. So how do you want to end it now?
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Got nothing else?
I got nothing else, but you were loading up for this.
I guess I got to do it then.
So we'll leave it that way.
Can you grab the mezcal as well?
Yeah, we might as well get a shot out of this.
Mezcal.
The mezcal. Because you're in Los Angeles.
I thought I said it the right way.
You did.
Once.
He's just being a cunt.
Mezcal.
He's just being a cunt. He's just being a cunt. Just let him be cunty.
Jeez Louise.
Just
There you
let
go,
him be
Mr.
cunty.
Mezcal.
Well.
All right, so someone has to talk while I pour the shots. It might as well be Rob,
I
right?
guess it's going to be me. Well, guys, it's been another fantastic episode, and we appreciate y'all being here. More on J. Cole. Fuck that nigga and everything he stands on, but I appreciate that he's an older, mature guy, and he's protecting his
Why everything he stands on?
Because everything that he stands on is a fucking lie. If he says that he is the best rapper, but he's not willing to actually defend it when someone says, "Hey, bro, I think you should actually defend your stance as the best rapper."
Here we go.
Actually, let's go. Let's rap and see who's the best. Oh, you don't want to rap anymore? You want to apologize for trying to step out there. Cool. You can't talk slick anymore, bro. Shit's over. It's a wrap.
And that is where we will leave you.